after Thanksgiving and Christmas.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah, and we're live. What's up, everybody? Everybody, just the three of us on the panel here so far. We'll see if anybody else pops in. I know Honda had a chat, and who else? I don't know.
Matt.
I know Matt had a chat earlier. Rich, I don't know if Rich is done yet. He should be, I think. But he could still be going live. But we'll see here. So it's just going to be me, Ape, and Defense Dad for now. And if anybody else pops in, let me know if they want a link, if I didn't get you one. Sorry, hold on a second. Got a text from the wife. The dog stole a donut. So there's that going on.
I didn't know I didn't steal it to bring it to you.
Yeah, I mean, yeah. If I hear that little tap tappity tap, I'm going to steal it and eat it. Bastard.
The donut, not the dog, right?
Yeah, well, I mean, if you get a little chocolate caught in her hair there, maybe. Our one dog is a master thief. She is the sneakiest son of a bitch ever. And you can tell when she's up to no good. Like she was in one of the other dogs' cages today. Like we have the metal crates over here that they can, that they lay in. She was in one of the other dogs' crates, which means she hid something in there. So she'll go in there and she'll hide stuff under the other blankets of the other dogs' cages, thinking she can come back for it later. And she's one of those dogs that, like, when you leave the room, the first thing she does is like tries to get up and see if there's any snacks she can pilfer on the counter, not the counter, but on the like the coffee table in the living room or something. She'll jump up and look. She'll try and get up there, and you come back in the room and she like bolts because she knows she's up to no good. Even though she didn't get anything, she knows she's doing something she shouldn't. She'll like run away. She's a freaking troublemaker for sure. So, give it a couple minutes here. Hopefully we'll get some more people. We don't have a whole lot watching or a whole lot in the chat here, but that's okay. We can have a low key day. Ape, what's going on with you, buddy?
Oh, not a whole lot. Went and was able to pick up my lower on Friday.
Nice.
So that was nice. Then my lightweight handguard was actually delivered the same day. So since I was up and about, visited a couple gun stores, got some stuff at the hardware store, and then decided, since it was about that time and I hadn't eaten anything today, that I'd stop at the Mexican restaurant there and try something different. I got their chili Colorado, and when they say hot, they are not fucking kidding.
What is that? What is that? Like, describe it. What is it?
Okay, it's pretty much your choice of either, chicken, pork,
right,
or beef. And it's like, actual beef, actual pork, or actual chicken, not just, here's some stuff we ground up. It's kind of it's a sauce, and then the difference between that and their verde is one has the green hot sauce on it, one has the red hot sauce. So the Colorado, and then it's, served with like your shredded lettuce with tomato and sour cream, then your fried rice and your refried beans, and then you get, a stack of tortillas to kind of just build your own stuff. And
that's cool.
Yeah, it was, had some pretty decent flavor for as long as I could taste, and it was, they normally give you a fairly large portion, but even after like just eating two of them, it was, okay, this is pretty hot, and an odd thing of, I know I was hungry, but I only ate two of these, and already I'm feeling not full, but full-like.
Right.
But, I don't know, ate half of it, took it home, which is normal for anything you get there for how large of a portion they serve you.
Have that again. We used to, when I was in culinary school, one of my buddies was while he was in school, he was a cook at a bar, and they used to do taco night. Like a lot of bars do, back in the day, they do taco night. And it was freaking crazy because you'd go in and you basically buy the shells. And I forget what they used to do. Dollar. I guess it was dollar or $1.50. It might even been $1. I don't know. And you basically they just put like if there there'd be like a table of like 4 or 6 of us or whatever, and in the middle of the table they would just put one big ass plate of like fixins, and it would be like a pile of meat, right in the middle, and then lettuce, tomato, and then like sour cream and all that kind of stuff. Basically family style. And then they would bring you your plate of whatever shells you ordered, however many you ordered, and you just keep ordering it. And it was, oh my God, that was so much fun, man. It was such a fun night to just go out and bullshit and give each other a hard time, and listen to music and just destroy tacos. It was so much fun.
So if I can find the right barrel and just pilfer an optic off of one of my other ARs, my build should be slightly under or slightly above 6 pounds for a 16-inch carbine.
Jeez. Nice.
Yeah.
Man,
also, it is a. It's.
Forget you're holding that.
Yeah, I just slapped one of my other uppers on it, and it was like, oh, this is actually pretty nice. Mm-hmm. Also, it is a balmy -14 wind chill outside right now, and we are going to be single-digit highs, most below zero for at least the next 10 days.
Nice.
Yeah. So maybe I can actually, maybe the CD that's stuck in my CD player in the truck will have shrunk enough to where I can get it out.
Sorry, my throat's scratchy. Man. Yeah, we're supposed to get for the next, I think, on and off this whole next week here up until like Friday or all the way till Sunday or something. We're supposed to be getting like just flurries and a little bit of snow here and nothing much, but just enough to, call it snow, I guess. So I don't know. We got a bunch this last night into today, but a lot of it melted. It got real nice outside. Real sunny and kind of warmed up a little bit, so didn't really amount to any kind of trouble like the other week. Last week, quite a bit of snow out there last week. So, Defense Dad, what's going on in your neck of the world?
Oh, not much work this weekend. We've been getting a bunch of snow too. We had a total of 15 inches last week, and then we got like 3 or 4 yesterday, another 3 or 4 today.
Yeah.
So, but other than that, I don't know. I picked up, like I was talking earlier, picked up my revolver on Thursday, and too damn cold to get out to the range. I shoot at an outdoor range, so I got 2 guns I haven't even shot yet.
Yeah, I'm still waiting for that 22 to come in. It should be here pretty soon. It sounds like hopefully the beginning of the week here. Maybe I'll.
I was trying to convince my daughter that I should buy another 22 tonight, and she's like, "Dad, you bought 2 guns in the last 2 weeks."
Well, so much for her being your sidekick, huh? What kind of shitty wingman is she?
She's like, "Will it be my gun?" I'm like, "Well, they'll all be your guns someday, pumpkin."
You didn't tell her you're starting to sound like your mother?
Yeah. You tell her, when I die, you get them all. She's going to be plotting your demise in a week.
I'd be like, yeah, when that eventually happens, you're going to have to get a whole house just for everything, because that's going to happen a long time from now.
Yeah.
There's a shop here that's got one of those Rossi RS or the RS-22s that I just want one of those damn things. I keep looking at it.
Mm-hmm.
So,
very
other than that, that's the excitement going on here.
There you go. Mr. Moo, are you up at camp? Are you up? Did I hear the other day you were up at camp there or what?
Yeah, my dad's cabin, celebrating my mom's. She's been gone for 3 years this week, and we're having a good time, man. We're just hanging out and partying our ass off, and
Very cool. Is it just you and your dad?
Yep. Yeah, the wife and daughter were supposed to come up, but they couldn't handle it.
Bitches.
It took me. It usually takes me 3 hours to get here, and it took me almost 5 hours to get here because
damn.
of the snow and
yeah,
all the accidents and shit. Yeah, there was jackknife semis and cars in the ditch everywhere.
Yeah,
plugging along, man. Just not being crazy, just getting up here, hanging out with my dad. So yeah,
Yeah,
yep,
that's cool.
right
So
on.
how many of the carboys of wine have been killed so far?
We got 3 carboys of wine. 1 bucket is fermenting. We just added some yeast today. He's always got 15 gallons of wine going at all times.
shit, shit's real when you say, "Oh, what are you guys drinking?" Well, whatever it is, it's by the bucket. You're good.
And it's a 5-gallon bucket, not that little yellow pail.
It's
Yeah.
5 gallons.
Yeah. He's got a 55-gallon bucket up, the 55-gallon drum up there. It looks like something that the Toxic Avenger fell in. It's all smoldering. There's smoke coming out of it and shit.
It's festering.
It's got like it's got like the skull and crossbones on the front of it, like it's toxic waste or something.
That's like my parents. My stepdad's always got a wine going and beer. They're in their 70s. They have happy hour every day.
Yeah.
Every day at 4:00, they ring the bell.
Pretty much.
That's happy hour at 4:00. But he's in bed by 9 o'clock.
Well, yeah, I was gonna say they're probably eating dinner at 4:30. So,
Oh yeah. He's like, it's like 4:30, 5 o'clock. He's like, "What's for supper?" And I'm like,
Yeah.
I don't eat till like 8 o'clock. What are you talking about, you old man?
Yeah, we ate late today. We ate late today too. It was late till I got home. We had a rough night. We got our ass handed to us at work, and it was just took us forever to get out of there. And it was, Jesus, I don't know. After 1 o'clock till I got home, and the little guy wants to stay up. So I mean, he was up till a little after 2 in the morning last night. So like 11 o'clock rolled around, and he was just starting to stir around to wake up. So I mean, it was like breakfast at 12, lunch at like 3, dinner at 8 or something.
Right.
At 6 or 6:30, I think it was 6:30. I asked him if he was ready for dinner. He was like, "No, I'm not hungry." I'm like, "Oh, whatever." Okay. Just go with it. Whatever happens, happens. It's Sunday, right?
Right on.
Let's see who we got out there. Grimm's out there. Foist, Ozzy, Armament and Axes, Apers, Defense Dad, G23, 7 Wonders. Vanessa's out there. How you doing? M. Gabriel's out there. What's going on, brother? Not a whole lot out there today, but we got the good ones. We got the important ones. So, I was fighting a headache this morning when I woke up, and then I was on the computer a bunch today. I was drawing out the menu for the new place. Got a kind of finalized on a rough draft. I haven't got it 100% yet. I'm not 100% happy with it, but I actually went over it with the wife today a little bit, and she said it sounded pretty good. And then, so I got to send that out to the important people and see what they think. But I was telling these guys before we started here, like if it hadn't come across my phone when I was sitting here getting the show set up, I wouldn't have even known the Super Bowl was over or who the hell won or who was even in it. So Super Bowl, if you're looking for Super Bowl chat, this ain't the place. Go somewhere else. Figure it out. Go.
Sportsball.
Sportsball, BARF. Figure it out somewhere else. Yeah. You should say that to your dad. You should just yell at your dad, "Hey, Dad, Sportsball, BARF." He'd be like, "What the fuck is wrong with you?"
He'd be like, "Stay the hell out of the wine room for the next day."
He'd be like, "All right, you're done for tonight. You're done."
Might be 80, but I'm not too old to throw your ass out.
Yeah, chuck you out in the snow. Get out of here, you crazy.
He's got that old man strength, man, where he like grab you with his fingers and like crush your bones.
Yeah. If you've ever met somebody that does like personal defense training, that kind of stuff, like self-defense, combat training or whatnot, they always like to do that shit to you too. They grab you like in the whatever part here, they like shoulder, and or in
Try
between
to
your
do the Vulcan
fingers, or
nerve pinch, dude.
yeah, or in your wrist somewhere, and make you friggin' scream
Cry
like a
like-
squeal. Yeah,
Cry
squeal like a pig.
baby.
Yeah, squeal like a pig. Try
And
is
you-
like,
and
yeah,
then you
real
gotta
funny.
then you gotta wear baby shoes and shit.
Yeah, you got to change your baby shoes. You hit him in the face with your baby shoes.
And then Rick would shoot your school bus with a 50 cal.
Yeah, fuck you. It's like if I had a big walrus, fuck a big walrus mustache. Fuck you. And I'll tell you what, I laughed when he was bitching about the shorts. When people started doing the shorts,
Yeah.
and he said that,
Oh,
and he
yeah.
was like, why the fuck do I want to see you shoot your gun one time? Fucking shorts. Fuck you.
That's so funny when
Yeah.
on
Hey.
Squib's videos where he rounds it out at the end with "fuck
Yeah.
you." From Rick.
You don't do the fist bump round. Only shakes hands. Fuck you.
Fuck you. Good stuff. Mike's out there. What's going on, buddy? So what's going on, man? What's everybody doing? Anything interesting going on? The news seems pretty slow, man. Not a whole lot going on. That 127 bill at HB 127 or whatever, that's craziness is
Little Jackson Levi or whatever.
yeah, either people are saying it's the end of the world, or people are saying that not to worry about it, and that I think it's somewhere in between. I think is important. But that I will say this, and I said this, I've said this in chats before. The crazier the bill is, the less I worry about it. And this is one of those bills that's so goddamn crazy. It's not going to go anywhere. You worry about them picking and choosing. You worry about them picking things out of it, and and I think that's a bigger deal. But I'm actually pretty happy to see these bills that come out that are totally 100% crazy, because I know they're not going to make it anywhere. People are just going to look at it and laugh at it. But there was a story here. Now let me think. I got my shit out of order here. Hold up.
While you're unspaghettifying your tabs there.
Yep.
I will say that with stuff like this Jackson Lee bill or that, it is pay attention, know that it is a thing, but don't act like a fucking idiot saying it's the end of the damn world.
For sure.
Just, yeah.
The bigger issue, I feel like, is things like this. So I'm not worried so much about HB 127 or whatever, because that has some crazy, crazy nonsense in it. It won't get through. But bits and pieces of it might move on, like I said. But things like this, I think, are more of an issue. Ammoland, Washington, D.C. Sinclair cancels Guns Out TV because, quote, it isn't a good time for a gun show. This is the kind of stuff that's I think more troubling. Bothers me a little bit more. It's the sort of the what can we call it? The whitewashing or the scrubbing of guns out of the culture. And we've talked about this. Lots of people have talked about it. We talked about it on the show, where they're gonna decide that they're not gonna let guns be put on TV. They're gonna not let guns be put in movies. They're not gonna let them be shown in advertisements. They're not gonna let people every once in a while you see somebody buy an F-150, get a shotgun. They're going to freak out over that. Like, who gives a shit? If it's legal, it's legal. Why are you giving it? Why do you care? The ugly head of corporate censorship has reared its ugly head. That's kind of poor right. That's weird writing. The ugly head of corporate censorship has reared its ugly head once again. Okay.
Too many heads in that sentence.
Yes, this guy's getting a lot of head. Apparently, he's
giving a lot of head.
Oh yes, he's giving us head. Sinclair Broadcast Group has canceled Guns Out TV because it isn't a good time for a gun show. Sinclair was planning on broadcasting Guns Out TV on networks in various markets. The first place Sinclair launched the show was in Washington, D.C. on WJLA, which happens to be the capital area's local ABC affiliate. The show featured gun ownership in a positive light, especially in the African American community. Gun Owners of America sponsored it. Michael Singleton and John Keyes hosted the show. Both gun enthusiasts are African American, and they broke the stereotype of the typical middle-aged white male gun owner. Black gun owners are the fastest growing segment of the firearms community. Guns Out TV appealed to those new black firearms owners. The Washington, D.C. metro area has a large community of affluent African Americans. The two hosts thought D.C. was the perfect area to launch their show because the demographic has the money and resources to buy firearms and get training. We recognize the storied history of African Americans and firearms in the United States, and with the history comes a great responsibility that we embraced, Singleton told Amaland News. In 2020, Black Americans accounted for the highest increase in gun sales of any demographic, which is why we wanted to produce a show that was educational, informative, and fun. It sounds like our show. We tried to reach new gun owners and those considering purchasing firearms in our community to showcase a different side of firearms. We were tired of the negative stereotype about black men with guns and set out on a mission to change that narrative. So, representatives of Sinclair told the host that the show would not air during its time slot on Sunday, even though that episode was completed and ready for air. The broadcasting giant didn't give the two hosts a specific reason for the cancellation. The host email showed their broadcaster was concerned because an episode showed the host firing an AK-47. The last episode that aired was about myths surrounding AR-15s. So they noted the segment. Sinclair was concerned because Gun Owners of America is known for asking for donations. The segments talked about gun rights and didn't ask for donations. Both Singleton and Keyes are GOA members and support the organization's mission to protect gun rights. Guns Out TV was an apolitical show. It portrayed responsible gun ownership. So, so there you go. I think we've been seeing this for years now. Decades now, I guess. But in the last few years, maybe it's because I've been paying attention more the last few years, but it just seems like, it's a assault on guns with the technique of out of sight, out of mind. We're not going to let you see them. We're not going to let you show them. We're not going to let you talk about them. We're not going to let you know about them, and they'll just fade off into history, right? And one of these days, there won't be any. So, I don't know anything about this Guns Out TV. I'd never heard about it before this. So, it's kind of cool to learn about something new. Maybe check it out a little bit. I don't know. You guys had anything to say about this one?
No, I'm not familiar, but seems to me it'd be a good TV show to, break some of the myths and get some of the educate people. God forbid you educate people about the truth about firearms.
Well, that's exactly the point. Is the quote unquote the big they, right? They don't want people educated. They don't want people to know that it's just a tool. They don't want people to know that it's just an object. And they don't want to know the good side of that object either. So,
yep,
this doesn't surprise me. It doesn't surprise me. It's disappointing. It's disappointing for sure. And it would be really, really nice if if these guys found a sponsor or found some sort of opportunity to to get their word out here on to get another channel. It's a real shame. Let's see what else we got here. I didn't read this article, but let's look at it together because it sounded kind of neat. So let's see what it's all about. Forgotten firearms. 5 guns the U.S. Army passed on. Let's see what we got here.
It's not a rifle.
Firearms design isn't easy, and even trained engineers have had trouble turning a concept into a reliable weapon. And while countless small arms used by the U.S. Army became the stuff of legend, for every success like the Thompson submachine gun or the M1 Garand, there are those guns that are best forgotten. While we won't claim this is comprehensive, here are our top picks of some of the worst U.S. Army guns ever. Thankfully, most never saw wide service on the battlefield or none at all. And this article is from 1945.com. It's the number 19 and then the word 45.com. Let's see what we got here. The Thompson has become one of the most iconic. Let's see here. The Thompson wasn't an instant hit, and the role that John T. Thompson actually played in the design and development of the weapon bearing his name has remained a matter of conjecture. What is known is that his follow-up, the Thompson auto rifle model 1928, developed for U.S. Army rifle trials, didn't do much to impress anyone. Chambered in 30-06. It utilized a delayed blowback operation rather than the more complex gas-operated system, which is used to innumerable other self-auto-loading semi-automatic rifles. Thompson's design required lubricated ammo, and it reportedly ejected spent casings in such a violent manner that it was reportedly hazardous to those around the shooter. So it was 30-06. You had to lube the cases, and you could put your eye out with it, even if you weren't shooting it. That was pretty cool. The
what
M50.
could possibly go wrong with that?
Yeah, I know. The M50 Riesing it's Riesing, no L.
Using.
Yeah, Riesing.
Yeah,
As
sorry.
some 100, not like the wine. As some 100,000 were actually ordered during the Second World War, the M50 Riesing may not have truly been rejected, but perhaps it should have been. Developed by Eugene Riesing, the compact submachine gun promised to be a poor man's Thompson, as it was cheaper to produce, more compact, and lighter. It fired from a closed bolt, which allowed for greater control, even in full automatic mode. Kind of looks like an M1 carbine and a Thompson together.
Looks like a 2x4 with a pipe sticking out of it.
Okay, it does.
Actually, I think back before Barry passed, they did, or 88 Iraq vet or whatever had some of those on.
Huh.
They actually do have a nice slow rate of fire to them. More of a ka-chunk, ka-chunk, ka-chunk than a bap.
Good looking dog.
Of course, good dog.
It seemed to have everything going for it, but its 20-round magazine was just the first of its problems. Moreover, while the weapon was reliable in ideal conditions, the jungles of the Pacific with sand, humidity, and salt water meant the complex delayed blowback operation would jam frequently. It was difficult to maintain, made far worse by the fact that many parts were hand-fitted at the factory. Oof. By the end of the war, the Riesing was rejected by the guards relegated to the guards at the war plants, while its reputation improved after the war when it was used by U.S. law enforcement. Its wartime role sealed its fate. The Model 45A. Whoa, look at that thing. Oh, it's a bullpup.
Kind
Check
of.
that. I don't know. No kind of about it. There's the grip in front of the magazine. A mystery design from the war was the little remembered Model 45A, a weapon that was developed at the end of the war and which seems as revolutionary now as it must have been then. Man, look at that scope. It's crazy. The Model 45A was a .30 caliber bullpup design to to be a hybrid battle rifle light machine gun. Developed by the Army in 1945 in the Philippines, it utilized a Browning automatic rifle magazine and featured an integral scope carry handle, thus making it look similar in profile to the Austrian Steyr AUG. Why it was developed has remained a mystery, as there is no known surviving prototypes, and apart from the U.S. Army Signal Corps photo, little evidence survives to show this gun even existed. Man, that's a shame, boy. Talk about being ahead of your time, right?
I mean, it just... All right. Combination carry handle and scope.
Okay, so that's a shitty idea. Okay. I'll go.
If you had like another mount to where, okay, this is like an enclosed thing, instead of you just having this big freaking lever you can wrench on.
Right. Yeah. Yeah, carry handle scope. I can't get down on that at all. I can't get behind that either.
Now putting a scope on your carry handle, maybe.
Yeah, but it's got to be super sturdy. Yeah, but that's pretty. I mean, that's pretty amazing. I mean, I don't know. Is this the very first bullpup? I don't know. I guess right.
No, there's some from the early 1900s to late 1800s.
I
think.
Wow.
Look how high the riser is on that scope, though. Like, you wouldn't get a very good cheek weld on the thing at all.
Well, you're getting
more of a chin weld.
Yeah, based on the picture.
Yeah.
Now I'm wondering, just looking at the picture, if like the action of this thing actually goes straight back, kind of like an AR, where the whole action is that straight line, or if the buttstock actually like dips down.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. Cool. Pretty nifty. Armalite AR-10. Well, I think we all know what the AR-10 is.
Mm-hmm.
Before Eugene Stoner developed what would become the AR-15/M16, there was the AR-10. Developed in the 50s, the AR-10 clearly shows what Stoner had in mind. And this is a case where it took one failure to get the weapon refined according to standards. Sorry, I lost where I was. Chambered in 7.62 by 51 NATO or 308, the AR-10 featured an innovative straight-line barrel stock design that made use of phenolic composites and forged alloy parts, which made it lighter than contemporary weapons. Can you shoot 308? Can you fire 308 out of an AR-10 now? Modern ones?
I think most modern AR-10s are chambered in 308.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. I thought so too, but I wasn't sure when they said both back then. I was like, okay, cool. However, one of the prototypes failed in early testing. The damage was done. The weapon seemed too revolutionary for military thinkers who sought to go with an improved version of the M1 Garand, which resulted in the adoption of the M14. Eventually, the design was refined and could go on to be the AR-15, yet it had the modern Armalite incorporated. Not released to the commercial AR-10, it might have been simply a largely forgotten part of the AR-15 story.
Yeah, apparently they had a round go through the side of a barrel. I'm trying to remember if it was, because when Stoner was making this, he was trying to get it uber light. So the barrel itself, the outside of the barrel was aluminum, but they used a steel sleeve on the inside. Yes, kind of like how they re-sleeves from the 22s nowadays. So. That, and there was a lot of politicking going on with, Springfield Armory. Yeah, we'll go with what they are since they're the government armory.
Stoner 63. After Stoner made his mark with the AR-15, he set about developing a modular firearm that was simply too innovative for its time. The Stoner 63 could transform the rifle into carbine to machine gun, from rifle to carbine to machine gun by swapping out parts. It could fire from rear-loading magazine as a rifle or carbine, or a light machine gun with top-loading magazine, or even via a belt as a squad automatic weapon. In total, some 4,000 of the two main versions were produced, and the Stoner 63 even saw some field testing in Vietnam, as well as in the invasion of Grenada in 1983. Yet, despite the fact that it was well-liked by the SEALs and other units, it was never widely adopted by the U.S. military.
Got George in the back room.
What? That fucking guy. Jesus Christ. He's always hanging around here. Just ugh. This guy. Hi, George. Hey, George.
Oh, geez, yeah.
George.
Hey, how's it going, everyone? Sorry, I'm late.
You're too busy polishing that new sword you bought, weren't you?
No, I just got back from my brother's house watching the Super Bowl.
So, I don't know anything about the. Have you guys ever heard about the Stoner 63?
Forgotten Weapons has a very good in-depth video about it and a video of shooting it in its different configurations.
Nice. I'll have to go check that out. Pretty cool.
I have an AR book that I bought there was even a AR that was, actually it was not AR, it was M16. It was an M16A2, but they call it the M16A2 of 69. It was the first piston AR that Stoner had developed, and there's not very much info on that, but in this book they actually had shown some pictures about it. It looked kind of funky, but it was a piston AR and it looked pretty cool. It was just kind of odd, but and that other one, that Stoner rifle, I think they also had a picture on it. Trying to see if I can find it. But...
Yeah, it's pretty neat. I'll have to check that out. Yeah, so go over to Forgotten Weapons and check it out. It'd be pretty interesting to see. This is super modular. It's kind of neat to be able to switch parts out and do all the different stuff with it. Or it would be, I mean, I don't know. You're gonna carry a whole bunch of parts around with you? I guess not. I mean, I guess you'd probably have it issued in. You'd have it issued in a certain configuration, and that's what you had, huh?
Yeah, it was. You get this issued, and then depending on what the mission is, it goes back to the armorer, and he just basically pulls a couple pins and switches it out for whatever's needed.
Yeah. It's pretty neat. Let's see. What else we got here? Another article. Hold on a second. Hold up.
Go. Yeah, I got a picture here of the Stoner 63A. Let me see if I can work this right here. Darn it, it's not working. Okay, here we go.
Put the book in front of your face.
There we go. This was like out of the book. It's kind of hard to see.
Yeah.
That's a Stoner right there, the 63. It's like a little advertisement on the rifle, except the bag is in the bottom and stuff. And they show it shooting full auto. That's pretty cool.
It's a good looking ad.
Yeah, that's cool.
Yeah, it's from the new AR-15 Complete Owner's Guide by Walt Kulik and Greg King. It's a book I bought for my dad, and I got myself I liked it as well, so that's why I got it. It looks pretty cool. Let's see if I can get the cover of the book.
Very nice.
Let's see. Yeah, zoom out. But that's the cover of the book. I'm not used to this phone camera because the camera on my phone is almost in the center, and the phone I'm using now, it's like on the left, so it's like I move right, I move out of the way and stuff. But yeah, they talk about that Stoner 63 and that A2 of 69 rifle, but very little. They don't really go in depth in it. But yeah.
Why are tipped bullets so popular? It's by guns.com. It says, you may have noticed the trend over the past decade or so. No, it's not the gradual return of high-waisted jeans or familiar form of music from the past. The trend I'm talking about is at the cutting edge of much of our shooting, and it brings more than just a bold new look. And it's tipped bullets, and it has been kind of crazy. I mean, I remember when this became we started seeing this more and more, 15 years ago or something, you started seeing these. Never really thought much of it because I was always a short range hunter. Just use whatever, like soft points or something like that. Like I was never worried about, I never hunted over 100 yards, really, 150 yards maybe, but 100 yards probably would be the max when I was hunting with rifle. Tipped bullets are quickly becoming the standard for many bullet makers. By tipped, I mean they feature a uniform front end that is typically made of some kind of polymer, but it can also be another material like aluminum, which I didn't realize that. I pretty much thought they were all just polymer.
No,
Go ahead.
The Hornady 50 BMG AMAX bullets are actually aluminum tipped.
Oh,
And
they
I
are.
think some of the
are all
I'm
the
not-
AMAX, because they make AMAX in different calibers too.
No, the most of the AMAX ones are polymer tip. I just think for the 50 BMG, it's one of those things where either they couldn't get it consistently with that big a chunk of plastic, or they just figured it's actually cheaper just to turn these aluminum tips and just made them to the bullet themselves. And I think maybe some of the dangerous game stuff might have aluminum tips too. So.
The purpose of the tip is to increase the bullet's uniformity and efficiency, which translate into more consistent and accurate shots. It can also lead to bullets with higher ballistic coefficients, which allow them to retain their energy and reduce the effects of wind. You may ask yourself, what is the driving movement towards more differently tipped bullets? After all, man has used non-tipped bullets for centuries. Do you really need a bullet that was digitally carved by a modern aerospace Michelangelo to knock over a deer in the next pasture? So it says, why? The shape, weight, and profile, match grade, and there's AMAXs there. I think that's AMAXs. Look like it. Silver tip. Now, AMAX has a white tip, right? Those are
Nope, AMAXs are red tips, and then some of the...
What's the white tip ones? I thought those were AMAX.
Hold on, let me pull some of the crap off this Hornady book here, and I'll take a look, because I cleaned my desk up a little bit, and of course,
now you don't know where it is.
No, I know where it's at. It's just my idea of cleaning the desk is I'm moving this pile of shit over to a new pile of shit so I can get at the pile of shit that was under the original pile of shit. And my apologies for swearing.
Yep.
All right.
Hey, Warsaw.
Shit.
Tip bullets are everywhere. They have filled a spot on every retailer shelf in every category. There is certainly nothing wrong with this, as performance they bring is typically superior to the alternative. Whether you have a nice buck picked out or you're trying to break a distance record, they're probably a perfect tip bullet for you. Don't be afraid to give them a try. He may never look back. So, yeah, I know when I hunted, using soft points, like I said, it didn't matter to me really, because at 100 yards, a soft point, the loss of accuracy at 100 yards is not going to be all that much. But they talk about the center of gravity being moved, carrying a little bit longer, a more consistent shape, helping accuracy. Also, I mean, if you're shooting long distances, I mean, I remember pulling out bullets out of the box that were just the soft points were pretty jacked up. Yeah, pretty jacked up, pretty banged
and especially
up.
with the rise in popularity of using self-loading rifles for hunting.
Mm-hmm.
That soft lead hitting the feed ramp is gonna, smear or get caught or get banged up a lot easier than hard plastic or even a full bullet tip. So just thumbing through the Hornady book here, most of their traditional lead core bullets that are tipped they use the red polymer. The only time they've used something different is like the Zombie Max bullets, which were the same AMAX and SSTs. Otherwise, I know...
the SSTs are red. I had some of them. And I had some of the Z-Maxes are green.
And the only difference between the AMAX and the SSTs is that the SSTs have the crimping cantilever to keep the help keep the lead core inside the jacket. Yeah, some like their non-toxic, like varmint bullets, will use a green tip because they're quote unquote green, but they're like a dark green. But then, just looking at my shelf here, it's kind of by brand or that of what color polymer they'll use for the tips and that. So, or in the case of like those blackouts I showed you, those all copper ones, in order to keep the weight but still have a feeding profile, they've got that super long polymer tip to them.
Cool. Yeah, very cool. Let's see what we got over here. I lost it. Hold on. Oh, here we go. Rem Arms to begin production March 1st. Remington Arms Co. Round Hill Group's federal firearm FFL has been approved, according to the report from Utica, New York. Approval clears the way for the company to resume manufacturing guns under its Rem Arm label from the famed Ilion, New York factory it purchased during its last fall's Remington outdoor bankruptcy proceedings. The firm now owns the rights to produce all Remington firearms and holds the patents, with the exception of Marlin's assets, which went to the highest bidder, which was Ruger. M. Gabriel says, I think they changed the color to differentiate the ones that were melting. I know with some of them, some companies, why am I blanking out on Oh, is it Nosler? Nosler I use? Shit, what do I load my 8mm with? Nosler ballistic tips. Each tip is different depending on the caliber. Like, I think my 8mm tips are gray, I think. But they have red, they have blue, they have yellow, they have green, they have orange. They have all different ones. And each caliber is a different tip. Like, if you get a 223, it might be an orange tip. If you get the 8mm Mauser, it's like a gray tip. One of them's a purple tip, so which is kind of cool. I mean, once you get used to that, like if you're loading them, I mean, it's kind of nice if you can pick them out just by looking at them. That's pretty neat. So that would actually be pretty cool if if other companies did something like that. That'd be kind of neat. Round Hill partner Richmond Italia told the TV station that production is scheduled to resume March 1st. With 200 staff members reporting back to work prior to reopening, routine maintenance and preparations begins September. Fucking A, I just invented a new month, February 16th.
Midnight. You should know better than to buy the calendars that your son's preschool makes.
Yeah, September.
Lousy smart weather.
Yeah, that's when Moo goes up to his family's camp and his dad's not around. That's what he calls it. He calls it Faptember. He's like, it's Faptember time. The schedule closely reflects Italia's prediction last year that some workers would begin by February 15th. So that's cool. Trying to see if there's anything else interesting that they talk about it. Ken said to me, Richmond, 800 people are going to be out of work when they closed it down. So there you go. I mean, hopefully that'll. I mean, that's a drop in the bucket. That's nothing. But it's people getting back to work, which I think is important. It's people getting back to work in the gun industry. I mean, that's important. You know what I mean? People that are in the gun industry that make their living off the gun industry are going to be, are going to look after the gun industry. It's cool.
Very nice.
Philadelphia news. In news from Philadelphia.
Is there a great cheesesteak shortage?
Yeah, I don't want those shitty cheesesteaks. They're not even that good. Judge gives green light to lawsuit against Philly PD gun permit unit. Over the past year, we've written extensively about the long delays on gun permits and concealed carry licenses in jurisdictions from coast to coast, including Philly, where the closing of the police department's gun permit unit helped to create a month-long backlog of applicants who've been forced to wait in legal limbo as a result. Only after a lawsuit was filed did the GPU reopen for business, though by appointment only. On Thursday, a federal judge ruled that a federal suit brought to the Firearms Policy Coalition against the city and gun unit can continue, which will hopefully send a clear message to governments across the country. Quote, or quit putting the Second Amendment rights of our citizens on the back burner, or get ready to face legal challenges of your own. In this 9-page ruling, District Judge Michael Bailson denied a motion to dismiss filed by Philly. The city's police commissioner, Danielle Outlaw, Philadelphia's police commissioner is Danielle Outlaw, and the Pennsylvania State Police Commissioner, Colonel Robert Evanchik, saying that he needed more information to resolve the dispute at hand. The court will not attempt to analyze or resolve the significant issues raised by both parties in a briefing. The court believes that an evidentiary hearing should take place to explore the issue with direct cross-examination followed by briefing on the merits. The final hearing is scheduled like April 19th. So that's cool, man. Fucking A, man. Hopefully they can... Philly's a mess. Philly sucks, dude.
Yeah, ever since Will Smith left, it's just gone downhill.
For sure. For sure. Especially West Philadelphia. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
What's this? Oh, this will be interesting, I'm sure. Let's see here. Share. Washington Post, quote-unquote, journalist calls for the UN to disarm Americans. Her name is Karen. Of course, she's a Karen. You know, you ever hear anybody say stereotypes are stereotypes for a reason? If America were another country, we would be talking about how post-Civil War America is still in desperate need of a UN-sponsored disarmament, demobilization, and reintegration program for white supremacists and segregationists. So they want to send in the UN and get us. We're gonna get you.
Send in the UN.
He gonna get you. Come on now, son, get you. Go ahead, give it a
America
shot.
was another. So if America, that's using her words there, maybe I'm thinking too much into it, but bring up the next article while I'm making filler here. If America was another country, why would we be talking about America's post-Civil War if America was another country?
That's true.
Yeah.
Dems aim to close mythical gun show loophole. Dangerous things often come in small packages. Remember the hulking lineman in high school who a bunch of this, I don't even want to talk about these stupid analogies.
Bullshit.
Yeah, such as H.R. 167, a bill introduced by Representative Al Green. Al Green, not the Al Green. This is another shitty Al Green. Another case of serious nuttiness coming out of the Lone Star State's congressional delegation. Democrats have for years, red decades, now had a massive burr up their butt about the so-called gun show loophole. There's no gun show loophole, you dumb sons of bitches. You can't just sell guns at a gun show to whoever you want, whenever you want, and however you want. That's one thing it's a buzzword. It's a catchphrase. It's verbal hocus pocus. It's bullshit.
Yeah, no, it's like when say California as an example. You know how like they have restrictions on like say the mag release button. They had to use a bullet button, so they would come up with a little gadget so you can easily detach the magazine or something, or maybe you have to have this type of deal. Well, the people that get mad call it a loop, like you guys just find the loopholes and you start adding things to the rifle so you can make it easier. Yeah. Hey, they're just following the law,
right?
Yeah. You still got to do it.
Yeah. Loopholes are bullshit, man. Just is it legal or is it not? If it's not legal, it's not legal. If it is, it isn't. If it is, it is. There is no, Enter Green in H.R. 167. Like his friend Sheila Jackson Lee, Green is no fan of the Second Amendment and as opposed to Jackson Lee's rabid fever dream H.R. 127, which would make it nearly impossible to own a firearm, Green has introduced something that seems a bit more innocuous, on its face at least. It shall be unlawful for a person to transfer a firearm at a gun show unless the person is a licensed dealer. So, no more private gun sales? Got it. Loophole closed, right? Well, not so much. First, there is no loophole of federal law that exempts gun show transactions from federal firearms laws. Private sales are exempted from background checks, but no commercial sales are. And note, the ATF makes it clear that if you cross the line from private seller to gun dealer without getting an FFL, you are in some trouble. A person who willingly engages in the business of dealing a firearm without the required license is subject to criminal prosecution and can be sentenced up to 5 years in prison, fined up to $250,000, or both. Note, Green isn't stupid enough to try to ban all private sales, so you can still sell to someone at your house, just not at the gun show or even in the parking lot. So it really only takes aim at the much-hated gun shows. Yeah, so it's oh my God, it is so fucking stupid. It's like, okay, so even if you meet somebody at a gun show and you want to sell them privately, then you just leave the gun show and go somewhere else and do it. Like, what kind of, how is that a deterrent to anybody? You're like, hey, do me a favor, let's drive down the street, let's drive a block this way. I'll meet you at the gas station in 5 minutes, and you do your sale. You know what I mean? Like, it's so dumb. Whoever knowingly violates 922A, blah, blah, blah. So you could end up with massive fines, some clearly serious crime, in Club Fed as well. And yes, as you read that right, the fines are multiplied by the number of firearms sold. And the language is shall be, so not if you will be sent to prison. It's not, it's for how long. It's you shall be, not if you are sent to prison for how long. It's not clear from the language. Democrats are good at feels. Not so much word, but the prison term is multiplied as well. But it seems fairly likely. So there you go. It's just like affirmative action votes. If Sheila wants guns, just go to inner city Chicago. Yeah, for sure. Lots of them there. So there you go. They're going to close a. You know what's funny is they're attempting to close a quote unquote gun show loophole, but they're setting it up so that all you have to do is leave the premises, which is they would consider. So are they in? They're setting up a gun show loophole. Is that what they're doing? Interesting. Now next year we're going to have the gun show loophole bill.
Sure.
It's the gun show loop-de-loop bill. Stupid bastards. It's so dumb.
Idiots, I say. Idiots.
Yeah, it's just so dumb. One more. I did not read this one. Let's see what it says. Together, states with more gun laws have lower youth gun rates, gun violence. Rutgers study finds. Gun violence among children is lower in states with more gun laws, according to a Rutgers-led study. The study, published in the Journal of Youth and Adolescence, examined youth gun and weapon carrying data from 2005 to 2017 across several states. Researchers found that rates of youths carrying guns were higher in states with less gun laws and higher in states with more gun laws. According to researchers, this phenomenon could be associated with large urban areas and more significant safety concerns within these areas. Well, okay. Well, that makes sense. So it's funny because they're saying states with more gun laws have lower youth gun violence, but they're saying that more gun laws in urban areas, more kids are carrying guns because they feel like they need them for protection. Louisiana and Arkansas reported the highest percentages of youth reporting gun carrying behavior in 2017 and 13 respectively, with 12.7% and 12.5%. Trying to get the gist of this article here quick, see if we even want to read this thing, because other than that, it's research has highlighted how legislation potentially influences gun violence trends, regardless of whether youth carry guns and need for improved safety in communities and schools. I don't know. This article, this isn't saying a whole lot of anything. It's kind of a non-article.
Word salad.
Yeah, it's kind of a non-article. It doesn't really go into much. I don't know. So that's the last article I had. Anybody, if anybody has anything out in the chat that they'd like to talk about, we can talk about it. We've been having a lot of food chats lately. If anybody, which is fine. Anybody do anything fun for the Stupor Bowl?
Nope.
Me neither.
I wasn't watching very much. I was there just talking to my brother and family.
Yeah, that's the kind of thing that's kind of how it was when my grandfather was alive. When everybody used to get to his house, it was people would sit and watch, but it was more about
mostly like my dad, and when my mom was around, she would they would buy numbers, so like they would win money on the game and stuff. And my dad had won, so he was happy about that. I don't know how much he won, but I didn't ask him. But I said, well, he won something. But yeah, my brother smoked a brisket yesterday, or I should say last night and stuff, and there wasn't very much wind, so he was having a hard time keeping the fire going. So finally, he got it going, and he got tired. He said, go to sleep. And he woke up a couple hours later. Oh shit, I got to check the brisket, and it was going good. So, man, it was real soft. It was awesome. Real good.
Braised beef is just shit.
Yeah.
Let's see what's going on in the Instagram.
Yeah, Ray made himself a holster and tiger striped it.
Yeah, I saw that. He made a homemade Kydex, which is pretty cool. Tiger striped it because that's what he do.
Mm-hmm.
Cool. Pete says, I want y'all to discuss the way Ape says lever and why it's such a joke when Yankee does it.
I just say lever to make see who gets pissed off by it, and then see how far I can kind of twist that screwdriver under their head.
I say it both ways, which is probably really weird to everybody, but I will say it both. I'll say it lever or I'll say it lever. I don't really know why I change it. Sometimes I change it. Sometimes I say it one way and the other. I don't know if there's even a rhyme or reason. Who knows?
It's like you say, M1 Grand, and then you go to another person, M1 Garen,
Yeah. I try to say Garen because apparently
that's the dude's name.
That's how they actually found a letter from him when he was trying to get the gun. What am I going to say? The patent approved. Something. He was trying to get it approved or accepted for a patent or something, and he actually wrote his name, and then in parentheses he spelled it phonetically, and it was Garand, not Garand. Oh. So, I mean, I don't know. That's just what I've heard. Yeah.
Potato, carbine.
Yep.
Right. Tomato.
Instagram. Oh, look at this guy, South Texas AR guy.
He's riding up, man.
Who the fuck is Klatka? Klatka? Clark.
Oh, I misspelled it. I thought I fixed
Look
it.
At you. Nope.
Darn it! I thought I have to go back and fix it. Yeah, it was the new It was the second trailer to Lois and Clark, and Superman and Lois, and that was one of the scenes where he's like showing his kids he's Superman, and we seen Superman. You're not Superman, so he picks up the truck and starts flying, and they're like kind of like, Dad, Superman. It was funny.
Cheryl Todd says that time I got knife hand by from this dude at the Second Amendment Foundation's Gun Rights Policy Conference, and I commented, "Is Pincus washing windows back there? Is that Pincus back there washing the windows? I don't know what's going on back there. Squeaky clean, bro. Squeaky
Either
clean.
that or he's filming the guy's butt who's sitting down through the window.
Yeah. All right, let's go to the saved stuff. See what we got saved on here for this week. Oh, you know what? Hold on, I gotta click so that we can see so we can hear it. So we can hear it also.
Yeah, they changed the layout.
Yeah, they did.
Hey, did you guys talk about that shooting that happened over shoveling snow? You see a video on that?
We didn't talk about it.
God.
Mm-hmm.
Holy shit, man! Like,
Dude, I saw another video where there was a cop. I guess he was stopping somebody, and this guy was assaulting him like with some stick or something, like a baton or I don't know, something. And the guy kept telling him, "Stop, stop, stop!" And he kept backing up, and then he finally started shooting at him, and it looked like he wasn't even getting shot. And finally, like the last couple of shots, the guy finally fell to the ground, and I was like, "Oh my God!" I don't know. The guy must have been on drugs or something. I don't know, man. Adrenaline,
and I don't want to say improper shot placement, but less effective shot placement is a hell of a thing.
yeah. I mean, these videos are just getting crazier, man.
all right, hold on. Okay, so this one is from, I think Mac did this one. Yeah, Military Arms Channel. 9mm, 115 grain Luger, 1,000 round case, remanufactured, $800. $800 for reload. Man, that's a shitload of money.
Mm-hmm.
If I'm going to pay that, I want to have it manufactured, not remanufactured.
Yeah.
If I'm paying that, I want it to be Magnum ammo, not 9mm.
Yeah. Lack of Super Bowl party will not hamper women's plan to make 10 pounds of buffalo wing dip.
I mean, if the stuff freezes well, you make it once a year and you're set for the rest of the year. Come on, man.
I like this comment here. Is this repost part of the satire? Yeah, it's a joke. It's a joke. And the Oscar goes to...
None of them.
Who's the Oscar? None of them? Oh, none of them?
Yeah, no, I'll say Ocasio.
Yeah.
I don't see Leslie Nielsen.
Yeah. Roll call says super spreader, #cream cheese. This is pretty funny.
I mean, if you're going to make 10 pounds, you need a super spreader.
So, and this has been going on this has been happening for years. Somebody, I think it was Matt, said on his show, might have been Matt, he was talking about testosterone, how testosterone levels in males have, gradually been decreasing.
Last night, Franklin's mother was robbed at the grocery store by a man who was released from prison due to overcrowding. Now, the good news is that she's okay, and they actually caught the man. The only issue is that they have let him out again without any bail. My uncle found those two mooks that gave my mother the finger the other night at Zuko's when she's just trying to buy her meats. They won't be able to give the finger no more. You know what I mean? Last night, Frank.
You know what I mean? You won't be able to give it a finger no more. You know what I mean?
That's a crazy accent.
So,
welcome to Brooklyn, or what Brooklyn used to be.
So, Jack Wilson is the guy that was working security at the church in Texas, where the guy came in with the shotgun, shot one guy, and then Jack Wilson tagged the guy in the head. Like he made that crazy shot from across the room, put the guy down. Super crazy shot, like just an amazing shot on the fly, like with adrenaline, like what I mean. This dude's, give him props, right? So I don't know. I saw this and I really think it's like in bad taste Like, I just think it's like the NRA doing something that, I don't know. Like, this is just, it's stupid. And I think the NRA needs hit in the nose with a rolled up newspaper for doing this and having this guy do this. Because they took this dude that's like a hero and they had him do something super fucking corny like this. And I think it's so stupid. So it says,
Now,
Texan hero and NRA member Jack Wilson's Super Bowl message is. Go ahead. Say again.
well, I was just going to say now, as much as I think of how shitty the practices of the NRA has been since, the last 40 or 50 years, just for sense of balance, we do have to remember that this guy, Jack, he did agree. He didn't just, he didn't say, no, fuck off, leave me alone. He did agree. So.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
That's what we say to gun grabbers.
I mean, not saying that I don't want one of those flamethrowers.
Yeah, flamethrowers are cool. And the sign said gun control. He's like, this is what we do to gun grabbers.
Say.
And blowtorched it. This is what we say to this is what we say to gun grabbers. But and I'm just like, ugh, that's just really stupid. I don't know, man.
Flamethrowers are great home defense weapons. Have you ever seen Once Upon a Time in Hollywood?
Yeah.
I mean,
So, I don't know, man. What that guy did was amazing, and it just turned him into kind of a corny joke, and I thought it was stupid. So this is we've seen this one before. This is for the chefs, _the_chefs, and people send in their kitchen explosions and shit. So
I think that was Honda dropping the mayonnaise from the Subway shop he worked at.
It's actually this guy's standing. You can see the 2 footprints. That was actually Hunter Biden, and that's actually Coke. That's not flour. So.
I was going to say, now, is this flour, is this powdered sugar, or is this cocaine?
Yeah. Edge here. Hold on, I'll send you a link, Edge here. Hold on.
Edge?
Yeah, Edge is looking for the linky link.
I haven't seen Edge in a while.
Yeah, there we go. It's on its way. Okay.
So seeing this mess, I did find out that my large flour container will in fact not hold a full 10-pound bag of flour.
Well, that's stupid.
Yes, especially since I decided, I'm going to be smart and invert the bag of flour and just dump it all.
Yeah.
Well, no, because I set the sack down, opened the top, put the container over it, then flipped it, figured it would be making less mess, everything would be contained. Start kind of doling it out. Oh, shit.
Yeah.
Crap. How am I going to do this?
That's a bitch.
Like when you open pancake batter,
Well, I'll tell you what. Okay, so here, we'll get through this, and then I'm going to tell you a funny story here. Let's see what else is here. I don't remember. Oh, this is funny.
Oh,
these are funny.
Yeah, I've seen there's something like this before. It's funny.
ow. Splinters in the knees. Ooh, hello.
Oh.
I like this one.
Just standing there. The fuck?
Yeah, who knows?
Yeah, I like the one where
Ooh,
Ralphie was like
nice.
shooting zombies from The Walking Dead,
Yeah. Oh, man. Oh, that was a totally different video. I wondered what the hell. I clicked on the wrong thing. Here, let's see. Okay, I'm gonna drop that. There was one or two. That's a fucking mess. Dude, that sucks.
I ain't cleaning that.
Heck, that cottage cheese or something went off.
He dropped that shit and went like all the way onto like the next guy's house.
Well,
Fun
I
little
did the show
fire oil.
last night.
This fun little fryer oil kitchen disaster. He poured water in the same pot. So he poured water cleaning the fryer out while the oil was still hot. And it fucking went all over the place. man, that's a
I
mess.
can't begin my day until I've had a Dickens cider.
There's nothing better than waking up to a good old Dickens cider.
My girlfriend loves Dickens ciders. My sister came to stay with us for a month, and my husband couldn't go a day without the Dickens cider. My girlfriend loves a Dickens cider.
My mum loves the Dickens cider.
My sister loves to wake up in the morning with the Dickens cider.
I'm a bit young, but I would love to try a Dickens cider.
So there you have it. For over 150 years, Frederick von Dickens has developed a beverage that literally brings women to their knees. So fellas, for the sake of the economy, get a Dickens cider. I can't begin my day until I've had a Dickens.
Just finished flipping and barely started putting everything back. Drop, boom, explode.
That was crazy.
Have you tried the
Dude,
Oh my!
I don't know if anybody has ever had to watch like employee like training videos, you know.
Mm-hmm.
But some of the old ones, it's fucking hilarious. This shit is so corny and so funny.
It's my favorite. Do that. Did you catch a game last night? Is it still hot out there?
The like
Got edging back.
the like oh okay. The 80s porno music is really amping this up too. It's really really good stuff. Really fun stuff.
Do you like hot fudge sundaes? All right.
All right. All right.
Yeah, like I was gonna say earlier when you were showing all that messes in the kitchens. E Honda was talking about a story in the show last night, saying that he was working at a Subway or something a long time ago. I think it was like his first job or something, and he said that they used to have mayonnaise in containers in a plastic bag. He said that somehow he ripped one of the plastic bags and it like dumped all the mayonnaise out in the back.
Oh.
It was like a huge mess, man. It was just like
so we got a guy that's doing prep for us, and he's just I don't know, he just needs, you got to keep an eye on him. You know what I mean? He's been making a lot of mistakes, so I got to really keep an eye on him.
Yeah.
And he made this sauce that we use, and looked at it, and I tasted it, and he made it right, whatever. And I was like, hey, just go. You can fit probably half of that in a squirt bottle. Just go grab a squirt bottle, and fill it up, whatever, and then the rest of it put in a quart container, put it in the fridge. Okay, no problem. So I go across the kitchen. I'm doing something. I come around the kitchen. I come around the corner, and I look. And if you've ever been to Subway, their squirt bottles are like, they're just cylinders, right? They're threaded on both. They're threaded on both ends, so you can thread on one end a lid or like a solid piece, and the other end you thread on the top that has the little squirt end, the squirt piece or whatever. It's not a traditional like pointy. It's not a pointy. It's just got like a little whatever on it. Yeah.
Yeah.
So I come around the corner and he's using one of those. And I was like, don't use those. We only have like 2 or 3 of them because one of my cooks wanted them for something one time, and we just have them laying around. I don't like them. They leak after a while, so I'm not a big fan of them. So I was like, hey, don't use that. Just go grab one of the regular squirt bottles with the screw-on tips. And like as I said that, I looked at it and I was like, hey, hold on. Does that have a bottom on it? And right as I said, hey, does that have a bottom on it? He went to grab. He had it filled up. He had just filled it up. I said, "Does that have a bottom on it?" And right as I said that, he went to grab for it. And I said, "No, don't pick it up." And as I said that, he picked it up, and it just went all over the table.
Oh.
And I was like, I just kind of was like, "Son of a bitch, man!" I just kind of put my head down. And I walked away.
How impressionable was it? No, was it a no or a no?
Exactly. I was like, no, don't pick it up. And like as I said that, and he did that, and I just kind of threw my hands up and I put my head down and I walked away. Like I like three people like stuck their head around the corner because they heard me yell like, "No, don't pick it up!" And they were like, "What the fuck is going on back there?" And it's just
like a real live bounty commercial.
just all over the damn counter, and I was like, "Son of a bitch, man!" I was like, "Clean it up." It's like I'm fucking walking away. I was like, "I got a week left, man. I'm walking away. I'm gonna try not to kill anybody in my last week."
Just want to congratulate the Cowboys on the victory tonight. Way to go, boys. How about the Cowboys?
One for me, one for my homies. I don't know who did. Oh, me, Maniac. Kinky Sphincter. If you've gone, well, it's 2A Jedi on Instagram. You know, him and I are of the same mindset as far as King Kong and Godzilla. We're both pro Godzilla and anti King Kong. The people that are pushing King Kong are idiots. It says King Kong fought dinosaurs, airplanes, and literally fucking died for a woman who wanted nothing more than to get away from him. Should have called him King Simp. And then down here it says, "I'm Godzilla and I approve this message." So I tagged him in this. I didn't like that.
So I actually watched all the new ones, or newish ones made this century this weekend.
Yeah.
Gotta say, between Skull Island, Godzilla 2014, and King of the Monsters, I like Skull Island the best.
Yeah.
If you're going to have people in your monster versus monster movie, have them do something interesting, or at least be interesting.
Yeah, they did some cool stuff. I'm not gonna talk shit about them, but I'm still a Godzilla guy.
There's a deal.
This is
Deal usually said that I don't care what Asian ethnicity you are, you all run away from Godzilla just the same.
Meaningless statistics were up 1.5% this month over last month.
Really, I heard 2.3.
Yeah. I went to a job interview for Waffle House, and one of the questions was, "Can you fight?"
I love Waffle House, man. Honestly, man, you're shit faced and it's morning. And you want some crap. That is the place to go. But you are always guaranteed some drama. The short bugs between themselves or the customers, you're gonna get into some shit.
The thing is, aren't the Waffle Houses always real small space?
Yeah, they're cramped.
I've never seen one that's really big. You know, it's always like a small building.
They don't have San Antonio. They're fixing to build one supposedly, but to get to Waffle House, you had to kind of head out towards Louisiana, out towards Beaumont area. The shittier that you get, the better chance you get to come into a fucking Waffle House.
This the one comment on here said Jim Gaffigan said in one time in a joke, he said, I've seen a gun 5 times in my life, and 3 of them were at Waffle House.
Dude, steak and eggs at 4 a.m. Fuck yeah.
When you've been at work for 30 minutes and can't take the bullshit anymore, this is how I felt Friday. I was ready to flush myself on Friday. I'm like, God damn.
Oh,
son of a bitch.
Midnight, think of the poor plumber.
Yeah, right. Here's one. There's a gun one. This is from a gun shop in PA, actually.
It's nice.
It's Freedom Arms. It's a 454 Casull. But look at the size of that front blade sight, man. That thing is monstrous. Like I mean, I know it has to be high like that.
Well, it's telling you to have a kick like a motherfucker if you're gonna fucking try to aim it.
Yeah.
Oh, but it's supposed to roll in your hand with that single action grip.
Yeah.
That's nice and all, but
I've shot a 44 Magnum. I've never shot a 454 Casull, and what I understand, it's a beast and a half. I mean,
it is.
Yeah.
It's gonna rock.
You know, a handgun round's getting serious when instead of large pistol Magnum, it uses small rifle Magnum for primers.
So I don't know if M. Gabriel is still out there. M. Gabriel, are you still out there? This popped up today, and it says, I believe in right front burner supremacy. I'm not sure. This is funny because I was like, "What the? Well, that's goofy." But I thought, you know what? The right front burner has been the hottest burner of any of the stoves I've ever worked on. So there must be something to that. There he is. M. Gabriel's out there. What do you think of this? He's a kitchen guy. I saw this and I thought about it and I was like, man, every range I've ever worked on, the right front burner is always the hottest one. I don't know if it's a fluke, but it's kind of weird to be a fluke if it's on 6 or 7 different ranges that I've worked on in my career.
I had a friend that I knew that used to steal from people, and the neighbor finally caught him. Find out he was stealing. So his mom put his hand on the burner and told him, grabbing shit that's not yours. Well, here you go. And he never stole that.
I did that as a kid. I put my hand down on an electric range, fucking burned the shit out of my hand. When a 5-year-old feeds you plastic soup for lunch, this is some serious gourmet shit.
Night knives.
See you, buddy.
No turtle soup tonight.
No bueno.
There's no such thing as a perfect name for a firefighter. Lieutenant Les McBurney. Okay.
Could be Phil McCracken. Be worse.
Yeah.
Amanda hugging kisses.
I quit my job last week, and tonight they called me and asked me to cover a shift. If that doesn't explain the restaurant life, I don't know what does. That is 100% true. I quit. You mind working next week? Fuck. Son of a bitch.
Yeah.
$500 cash right now.
I quit. I was trying to get to it once, and they're like a week later, hey, you want to come back to work? I'm like, not really. I pay you double. I'm like, the $20 you're offering me a day? Yeah.
Double nothing is still nothing, bud.
There
you go.
A lot of people understand, like in the restaurant business, when you're a manager, all that means is you get to cover every person that calls in or doesn't come to work that day.
Yeah, it sucks.
That is cartoonish.
Yep.
Looking.
It's kind of fun though.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not gonna hate on it. Anytime you can get some kind of gun something out on the market, that's good.
I mean, you got like elements of Smith, Colt, and Ruger all in one. What's not to like?
And Black & Decker.
Did you know Violet Jessup, a ship nerf, served on each of the 3 ships, Titanic, Britannica, and Olympic? While she was on board, Olympic collided with a warship and sank. The Titanic hit an iceberg and sank, and the Britannic hit an underwater mine and sank. She survived all. Luckiest woman ever.
Yeah, because she's sucking all the luck from everybody else.
Yeah, that's why I did it, because is she the luckiest or the most unlucky woman on earth?
It's like my wife one time was watching this episode of some reality shows, like model shit, and the girl's like saying, like, I lost my mom, my dad within 3 months of each other in a terrible accident. And I was like, I'd be like, you know what, kid, you're bad luck. Just get away from me. Get away from me. I'm sorry. You fucked it up.
Biden worried Netflix won't know where to mail his DVDs now.
Yeah, I was surprised to see. I opened up Netflix and they popped up with the whole, oh, hey, we're changing our rate things. So I just went into my settings and, to see what the different things were and saw, oh, you guys still offer a DVD add-on feature for an additional $8 a month?
Really?
What the hell? Yeah.
Huh.
Well,
Wow.
every time they raise the rate, I shit my pants, but I realize my sister's account, that's what I'm tagged on to. So.
Kevin Sorbo, the actor. Tell Hunter Biden he forgot to pick up his lap pipe. I mean, crack top. I mean, the thing.
That's going to be something that nobody, despite whatever they want to try to hide, is going to come up, and it's just going to fucking nail them in the ass every time. Is there's no way to cover up that fucking train wreck. He's like the equivalent of fucking Tiger King or whatever.
Yeah.
He's just about right. It's going to run its course, and there's no way to cover that shit.
No, listen. Here, hold on. Let me start this in the beginning. This is pretty funny. So dude's got like a pool noodle. Two Live Moo, you should do this to your dad, quick, while he's not looking.
I'm not. I'm playing Candy Crush.
It's so uncomfortable.
I'm very comfortable.
Oh my god! Oh,
And that's how Jimmy lost his left testicle.
What am I, 12?
It's pretty perfect.
Man,
Moo,
he's divorced.
you gotta do that to your dad. I actually watched a whole video on this one time, and it was super interesting because you don't realize it. And this says, "Excuse me while I freak out. My entire childhood is in question right now," and it's all these different Disney videos where they've reused the animation, and like this one's Winnie the Pooh and the Jungle Book, obviously, but one of the other ones I saw was like the Aristocats and something else. There's a bunch of them, but the Jungle Book is done. There's a bunch of instances with the Jungle Book and stuff too. But oh, that was Jungle Book and something else. Yeah, it's pretty interesting to see. There was a bunch of them. I want to say 101 Dalmatians. There was a lot of them, and it was just because it's so expensive. You know what I mean? It's so expensive to do, and how would you ever notice it? Some of these movies came out 10, 20 years apart. Nobody would ever notice it. Unless
there were some cartoon series that I used to see back in the day that they almost used the same type of movements, like He-Man, and I think there was a show called Zorro, and all these. Yeah. Every time you saw him running or jumping a certain way, it was just the same movement. Yeah, so I assumed that was to save money.
It was the same thing. Yeah, the same video that I saw these on. They did He-Man, and they did like Scooby-Doo and stuff. Where it was like the way they walked, they would walk exactly the same no matter what, and they would just put different backgrounds behind them, basically. And as a kid, you never noticed it.
Yeah,
and then you got the famous everything made by Hanna-Barbera. They reused the same background while they were running.
Yeah.
You guys remember? It's kind of old, but it's an old book. When I was a kid, like in the early '80s, called Ricky Tikki Tacky.
Yeah.
Oh, I remember that one. Yeah.
Mongoose that saves the. That was an awesome one. I got the book, and then they made it into like a cartoon too. It was pretty cool.
I remember seeing the cartoon long time ago.
My teacher, me wondering why my friends stopped laughing at my impression of my teacher. Like, why'd you guys stop laughing?
I hate to say it, man, but the truest expression I ever understood as a child was people say, "Show me your friends, and I'll show you your future." And that is the damnedest fucking statement I've ever heard.
Was the original? The original Pooh was not Disney. The original Pooh was written by a guy. I actually saw that. I talked about this guy's channel on the show. I can't remember it. It's basically this guy goes into John. It's John Solo, JONSOLO, John Solo. And he has a series on basically fairy tales and stories, where they came from. It's like the something backstory or the something history of fairy tales. And he did one where he talked about Pooh, Winnie the Pooh, and it was a guy whose son or daughter had a little bear, and he made up the Winnie the Pooh story based on that.
You remember Paddington Bear?
Huh?
Mm-hmm.
You remember Paddington Bear?
Uh-huh.
I was like back in the early 80s, a lot of people were like, I'm dating myself, like Pinwheel and all that other stuff they had. And, Paddington Bear was like that thing. Also another one with the bear with the coat, with the red hat. It went on.
Tell me, yeah.
The other one was Fraggle Rock.
Fraggle Rock was a shit back in the day. Tell me, what do you hate most in the world? Restaurants. You're hired. Yelp. Yeah, I love the little Karen haircut too. That's the shit.
I like the one where the meme says, "Hey, so the guy's getting interviewed, and there's an interview picture. Tell me about yourself. I'd rather not. I really need this job."
Yeah, yeah.
So interesting fun fact about the whole Winnie the Pooh thing. The guy who created its kid's name was actually Christopher Robin, and he ended up suing his dad later in life because he just hated
for the royalties or whatever.
Well,
right?
not so much the royalties. He just hated the fact that you're that Christopher Robin kid, and so I don't know, it's one of those things.
Yeah, I'll have to look that guy's. YouTube channel up because he did some awesome stuff. That's a really, really interesting channel. They talk about like grim fairy tales and all the Jack and the Beanstalk and all this kind of shit. And he talks about it's origins, it's fairy tale origins basically.
See, I'd be the guy suing the fucker who named him Piglet. Like that's me.
Yeah. Caveman shits blood and dies after eating berries. Other cavemen noted.
Caca. Doo-doo. Shit.
Pizzeria that accidentally spilled Bud Light on a pizza, just calling it Florida style.
You want soggy pizza.
I had a dickhead boss once. We had like a presentation from a vendor, and he bought like 10 pizzas, and instead of letting us eat them, we had to wait for the presentation to end. So it's hot steaming pizza in their boxes, right? And they were just sitting there. By the time we got to them, like 30 minutes after, they're all freaking hard and cardboard because they just sat there and fucking in the humidity and it got hard. Fucking sucked.
Oh man.
Two Live Moon. We get this is. I think this is right up your alley. I think you need some. I think you need to get this, buddy. Mm-hmm. Getting ready to defend the importance of capitalism online. I like it.
I hear Maxine Waters is defending her rhetoric on inciting violence. That it's different from anybody else.
Yeah, she's an asshole. I think I need to lose a little weight. I tried to sit up in bed this morning and ended up rocking myself back to sleep.
True story.
I saw this and I had to click on it because I was like, wow, is that like the Latino Barack Obama? Is he the suitcase killer? Doesn't that look kind of like Barack Obama?
He became president. Oh my God.
Yeah. A news reporter asked Michael Jordan if he thought the 90s Bulls could beat LeBron's Lakers. Michael Jordan said yes. Reporter said, by how much? MJ said 2 or 3 points. Reporter said, why such a close game? He said, well, most of us are 60 now. I like to think he actually said that. That would be nice.
Yeah, that'd be funny.
Oh, this is funny. There, hold on a second. They're filming their kid in the bathroom. He's in there pooping.
Got small and medium.
I still have to Those are sacred moments, right?
Yeah.
Mom and Dad had to offer me a Hot Wheels car to get me to dump that.
Oh, how would you like to see this coming down at you? Dude, how much does this suck? Dude, you know it's going to suck. You know it's not going to end good. There's no way. Smash. That blows, man.
Mm-hmm.
Dude, could you imagine being in that car and seeing this thing coming at you all hauling ass?
Yeah.
But at the same time,
here comes the train.
That dickhead knew that he had a fucking shitty trailer that, some hitch or something was going right and just blew it off.
Wisconsin, come for the cheese. Stay because you're stuck in the ditch.
True story.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're in Wisconsin, man. Fucking OGs all day.
Come on, internet.
Oh,
What's going on here?
Come on, interwebs.
Oh, geez, don't you know?
Oh, this guy doesn't want to load. What's going on? This is this is what Rick's cat looks like right at the end of his show. Rick's always saying, "My cats are getting pissed off at me. They're hungry."
Catch your ass. Very so, man. They're all fucking dickens.
I don't know what's up with this one. It doesn't want to
I
load
don't know.
up.
Maybe it's the content or the fact.
Yeah.
I don't know. Could they
Well,
pulled some of Tim Pool's shit?
They might have it, and it's you can still see the screenshot, and it says they didn't rig the election; they fortified it. And Tim Pool said, "Holy fuck! I can't believe Time Magazine just ran this story."
Oh yeah.
Oof. There you go.
80s.
That's a lot of 80s right there, man.
That's late 80s. Almost approaching 80s.
He was trying to cool the planet, and she was regrowing the forest, and they wanted us to root for the trust fund billionaire. That's true. I never thought of it that way.
True, but the trust fund billionaire wasn't trying to be genocidal about cooling the planet and regrowing forests.
I'm just saying. I'm just saying
as well, man. Trying to keep everything in perspective.
If you're ever having a bad day, just remember this guy found out he was dead and was still going to work. Teacher, no eating in class. Student in the back.
Fucking pandas, man. They're just ridiculous, man. They're like koalas with personalities.
Our subs are an honest 8 inches, even when it's cold outside.
Boom.
I like the one when Jared from Subway was convicted and went to prison. And there's a big black guy is like, "I got you, foot long here, Jared."
Human body. I can grow a fully formed human baby in like 9 months. I'm talking brain, functioning respiratory system, eyeballs, everything. Me, cool. How long will it take for my twisted ankle to feel better? Human body. 7 years and it will never be the same. Yeah, how about that? If you've ever heard the joke, Louis C.K. has a joke about that, about his ankle. He goes to the doctor and he's like, my ankle, it hurts a lot, and I'm doing this and doing that. And he's like, oh, just take ibuprofen. And he says, well, how many should I take? Like 2 or 3 or whatever. He's like, just take whatever. It doesn't matter. Just take as many as you want. He's like, isn't that bad for you? He's like, oh yeah, it's going to do some damage, but you've got to compare that damage to not wanting your ankle to hurt anymore. And he said, well, can't you fix it? You can do surgery or whatever. He's like, oh no. He's like, no, we can't fix it. At your age or whatever. He's like, no, it's just like that now. It's just your shitty ankle. Like, well, there's nothing we can do. Just take as many ibuprofen as you want. Maskless man robs Roscoe Chicken and Waffles at gunpoint when he was denied because he didn't have a mask on. So the guy didn't have a mask. They wouldn't serve him. So he came back in with a gun and he stole his chicken.
Better fucking Popeye should rip me off.
Bum.
He's like, give me my chicken and I'm out. Okay.
Larry.
Nick Cannon has COVID-19. Niecy Nash temporarily hosts Masked Singer. If it's the Masked Singer, he should be okay, right? If everybody's wearing a mask anyway, what's the big deal?
I got that.
Yeah, but they're like that big carnival head thing. I don't understand the appeal of it.
This is
I've been vaccinated.
This is a gun shop in Harrisburg, and this is coming out of their custom Cerakote shop or whatever. Pretty cool. Like normally I wouldn't be that into this kind of thing because it's got kind of a lot going on, but it's pretty cool. It's like a mixture of like tiger stripe and cryptic, the cryptic snake skin camo. Yeah, it's pretty cool looking.
Very nice.
Neat. Yeah, I thought it was pretty cool. Like I said, normally I wouldn't be like the cryptic thing. I wouldn't be that big of a deal. You know, I wouldn't really dig it. And the tiger stripe, I wouldn't really be. But this is pretty neat. I guess it's just the colors and the fact that there's lots of different shading in it. Revolver says rattlesnake. Yeah, kind of rattlesnake. Yeah, actually, I guess that's what it is, isn't it? I guess it is a rattlesnake. Yeah, that's a good point. I guess that's what it is.
Have you ever shot 45 that small?
What's that?
The officer size?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a small.
You ever shot a 45 that small? They kind of defeat the whole purpose. I mean, you can handle them and you can bite down on them, but they're not. I mean, they look cool. That's about all they got going on.
Yeah.
Yeah, they got to move a lot, or they're moving a lot faster.
If we're gonna, if you need a Boogaloo shirt, this would be a cool one to get.
No, that's not Boogaloo. That's the what's the phony baloney Day of the Dead thing?
Dia de la Muerta.
Yeah, there we go. I was thinking Cinco de Mayo, but that wasn't it.
Yeah.
Dia de los Muertos.
I don't know, right? I'm probably the whitest person here, the farthest north, so.
This is
I'm technically
conservatives accuse AOC of lying about Capitol attack. She responds. When she was like, people are trying to rush and infiltrate our office building. We had to get evacuated and then it turns out that she doesn't, nothing happened in that building. And that was the person that was asking for her was a Secret Service agent looking for her.
Oh, but he was so mean and he didn't identify himself. Didn't say Capitol Police.
Right.
Dear God, I feel
Come on.
brain cells dying even repeating the shit she said.
Yeah. Stupid.
What part of
Dan
Texas
drives.
are you from?
Hey, I'm getting out of the way.
I don't know why I saved this.
I'm ashamed that she has my last name.
Look at that, man.
They're just like, I'm gonna just drive right in here.
Excuse me, sir. Can you press the button for the penthouse for me? Thank you.
Yep, that's Jedi's. I know that's him.
What part of Texas are you from? South Texas. AR guy.
This is
South Cameron County.
What county?
Cameron County.
Cameron. I'm Bear.
Oh yeah, San Antonio, right?
Yeah.
Here's one from Kinky. Me hearing my family talk shit about me because they think I'm asleep in my room. These mother truckers. Says this is Barney. Says this is Barney. He yawns a little different. Jesus.
What are you doing to that poor dog?
He looks like Pennywise in the new It.
Character.
Jesus. Oh my God. Here's another one of these. Another one of these popped up, and it's like, God, if I had a dog that sounded like this, it wouldn't be my dog anymore.
I don't remember that one.
Jesus Christ. Can you imagine having a dog like that? Holy cow.
Those goats are sound like people.
Oh.
Oof.
Horrible.
Terrible.
I don't even know what this is.
Terrible.
All right, everybody, listen up. I need your attention. If y'all mess with my post while it's still setting, I'm going to eat that one. All right, everybody, listen up. I need your...
I'm going to eat that one.
We all know it was because Moo liked fucking with him.
Yeah.
Go. Dude, are you 5?
Yeah, 5 inches deep in your bum.
Go.
love me.
Dude, are you 5?
Yeah, 5 inches deep in your mom.
Go.
Whoa. Kid's probably chained up somewhere now.
Kids say the darndest things.
Yeah.
That's all kinds of wrong right there.
Yeah, that's so weird. Like,
I don't know what to say when you see a grown-ass man rub another man with a fucking Brillo pad.
I mean,
so
but
weird.
you're next to a bonfire in a bucket of a loader. I mean, just bust out the YMCA already, all right?
You could bust out the, hey, we're in Alaska, so it doesn't count.
So this is actual video of the moment that Sarge heard over the radio, the police radio, that they were having a sale, buy one get one on apple fritters.
Whoa!
I'll tell you right now, I love an apple fritter. Shit, it's fresh in the morning.
Yeah, those damn potholes will get you every time.
Yeah, he's like, well, that escalated. We fucking launched that thing, man.
Damn.
Shoo.
That's a Charger, man, on that car, man.
Oh, this is a real bummer.
Yeah, just put a bucket there.
Took out a water pipe. That sucks.
That's a sprinkler head, isn't it?
Well,
Looks like it knocked off the
I mean,
sprinkler. Yeah.
Yeah, maybe.
Either way,
Yeah.
you're flooding out the Home Depot.
Yeah, that sucks.
And it's right over all the sacks of the sackcrete, too.
See,
At least he knows it works.
my curiosity is, are you still allowed to do shout-outs when it's happening?
When you're about to fall asleep and realize you left your gun on the top of your car leaving the range. This guy says, then you realize it was a high point and it'll still be on the floor waiting for you when you go back next week.
Yeah, right. I mean, I remember seeing a video once of this guy like talking. He's like trying to do a video like, high point is a junk. It's not a junk gun. And to all the people that I want, I'm not saying it's a junk gun. Whatever you can afford, you can afford. But this one, there's like a dialogue, and this one guy's like, "Hey, you better put that fucking gun back in that plastic gun back in your dad's safe before he finds out you took it out and whoop your ass." And they do the job, dude. But I don't like zinc in guns.
There goes the crackhead that I see each morning.
I did trade a Jennings 380 for a 40-inch LCD TV. I had to fit the firing pin that broke on it with a stainless steel one. But,
How do we get a hold of one of these? You get one of them bad boys?
I thought I saw wheeled and well armed in the chat here a while ago.
There you go. That's true. You might be able to hook us up with something like that.
I mean, just maybe put like a skid plate underneath it so when you're taking corners at 90 miles an hour, you don't just flip.
Yeah, that's the Verge stuff right there.
I almost died. No, you didn't. You weren't there. Neither were you. I don't know what this one is.
Because I thought it's time to test your strength. Okay?
No, that's just a goofy prank thing.
Don't cry, don't cry, don't cry, don't cry, don't cry.
When you arrive at work, that is a shitty feeling. Walking into chaos. Ugh. A busy ass restaurant, everything's crazy. It sucks. They're like, fuck, man.
Stop Texas air. He was done.
2020, worst year ever. 21, triple masks and anal swabs. Well, that escalated quickly. Here's a rare photo of how my parents supposedly got to and from school. Uphill. Into snow.
Both ways.
Both ways. George, you probably see this kind of thing down in Brownsville, Texas all the time. Little Taekwondo.
Taekwondo, yeah.
I was gonna say
Mexico, Taekwondo.
that's mail cover.
What's this here? The former director of the CIA's counterterrorism operation argues that counterinsurgency tactics like those used in Afghanistan and Iraq are needed to fight the extremists who stormed the Capitol. Right, okay.
They weren't extremists. I right off the bat, I told they're protesters, just like in Seattle.
Yeah.
Man,
I like this.
I can't stand the radio, man. When they were like, "Oh," to this day, they're like, "The people that led the riot and led this, that." They go on and on and on about the surge on the Capitol. I'm like, it's about equivalent to half of what they did in Seattle when they took over a fucking whole district and a police station and burned it down.
This cat looks like it's holding a little cat-sized machine gun.
And that is how the human race went extinct.
That's it. You think it's going to be monkeys like Planet of the Apes. It's not.
Nope.
Fuck these cupboards.
Well, look, these cupboards were probably made in the 70s where your fridge wasn't the size of a small shipping container, so...
I got a pair of those.
I got those cupboards, man.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, everybody does. And I don't know what's in them.
Nothing.
There's shit up there.
Stuff that you don't use.
Yeah.
Even the prime open, they have like sticky stuff on them. So you can't even prime open.
I love this meme.
If we had memes in the 80s, yeah, wax on, wax off.
Poor Paul Urban.
See, I've given you some props here, man. I told Jedi to come over and look. I said, this guy's over here doing some top-notch primo.
I'm old enough to remember Pee Wee's Playhouse on Saturdays.
Yeah, me too. It's time for the cartoon.
What the hell? Did he miss it and threw it on the backswing?
Nope. He hit the ball, and it hit a rock and bounced back and went through his window of his car.
Oh.
That sucks.
And it's a small window. Those are the most fucking expensive ones to replace.
Yeah, the hardest ones to do, yeah.
It's okay. It's a Mitsubishi.
Mitsubishi.
Man with Florida-shaped tattoo arrested for asking 911 for a ride. There you go. Go figure. Florida man at it again.
And on your forehead, too. I mean.
Could be worse. Like when you get arrested for DUI and playing your Uber driver is being a dick.
South Texas AR guy. Cobra Kai never dies. I said, well, the one guy did.
One did.
Just saying.
One guy did. Body bag.
Well, one guy did.
You look at the forum, he looks old as fuck. He looks like Yoda. He looks like Yoda compared to the rest of them.
Alexa, intruder.
Wrong house, motherfucker. Time to die.
Says wrong house, motherfucker. Time to die. Turns on the red lights and plays Fortunate Son. Okay.
Seems like something Ray Ray would do.
Yeah, I think I might have tagged him in that, actually. Today, my dog bit my wife, so we had to put her down.
The wife or the dog?
We'll miss you, honey.
That's why I told my wife once. I took my little chihuahua to the vet. It was like $800-900 to save him. But you know what? He's old. He's had a good life, and I'm like, hey, motherfucker, what if next time I take the doctor and they tell me that shit? She's gonna die in X amount of years, and it's gonna cost X amount of money to save her. I'm like, yeah, you know what? She's old. Just fuck it. Just put her down.
Can you name one country that taxes their people and sends money to America?
No.
I like this. It says, let me circle back on that one.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. This one is weird. Say what? PA Supreme Court holds that carrying a concealed firearm sometimes includes carrying a visible firearm. So there's It says, in a decision that went virtually unnoticed during the high point of COVID-19 in July 2020, the PA Supreme Court issued a decision in Commonwealth of Pennsylvania versus Darren Montgomery, holding that sometimes a visible firearm is a concealed firearm. Say what? As I'm sure you're wondering, when does carrying a visible firearm count as concealed? Well, they didn't bother to give a clear answer to that question. Go fucking figure. The background to this case is that a police officer in Philly saw Mr. Montgomery walking on the street and entering a store with the brown handle of a gun protruding from his waistband. After exiting the store and noticing the officers, he went back into the store and put the firearm in a potato rack. The officer followed him into the store and arrested Mr. Montgomery. He was subsequently charged with violating this code for carrying concealed firearm on his person without a license to carry a firearm. The charges against Mr. Montgomery were dismissed at the preliminary hearing, and the Philly District Attorney's Office appealed. Regardless of your feelings on the propriety of the conduct, you should be alarmed by the outcome reached by the second highest court of the state, which ultimately boils down to one carries a firearm on or about his person pursuant to Section 6106 when viewed in the totality of circumstances. He or she carries a firearm in such a manner as to hide the firearm from ordinary observations. Absolute invisibility to others is not required. Absolute invisibility is not required. In addition to being alarmed, you should also be supportive of Justice Wecht, who has once again authored a scathing dissent to the majority decision, including such terms as there is nothing unreasonable about not prosecuting people who do not violate the plain terms of a criminal statute. The majority of the court clearly declined to interpret concealed as requiring the defendant to obscure the firearm from sight completely, instead stating this interpretation would be unreasonable as it would allow the defendant to avoid prosecution for carrying an unlicensed concealed weapon if he were to leave the smallest portion of that firearm exposed to view. Not to allow the absurdity of the issue to go unnoticed, Justice Wecht included the below photograph in his dissent to illustrate the effects of the majority's decision. And I guess it's just showing that, I don't know, I'm not sure what the picture is supposed to be. The question is whether this person has concealed his handkerchief. Oh, bound to its own logic, the majority would have no choice but to say yes. The majority also casts aside one of the most important rules of statutory construction, the rule of lenity, or as referred to in the majority decision, the rule of strict construction. For those not aware, the rule of lenity is a legal principle well established in the United States which requires ambiguities in the law to be interpreted to the benefit of the defendant. To do otherwise would violate the principles of due process by subjecting the individuals to criminal penalty without adequate notice of what conduct is prohibited. In doing so, the majority cited to the decision of the lower court, which has no binding authority over the state Supreme Court, for the proposition that the canon of strict construction of penal statutes is not an inexorable command to override common sense and evident statutory purpose. Judge Wecht, in his dissent, asserts that this rule should not be so cavalierly disregarded and that the majority's interpretation violates not only Montgomery's due process rights, but also the due process rights of all Pennsylvanians, as we all are now unsure about when a firearm is concealed and when it is visible enough to allow carry without arrest and prosecution. That's because in Pennsylvania, you're supposed to be allowed to open carry without a permit. Although right now it's screwy because for years now we've been under a state of emergency because of the opioid crisis. You're not supposed to be allowed to even carry open without a permit. You're supposed to have a permit to carry open or concealed. But
that sounds like a workaround.
It is. And what else? What the other thing I've mentioned this before is even during normal times, open carrying without a permit is legal, but not in a motorized vehicle. So you're not supposed to be able to drive anywhere with it. You're only allowed to be on foot. So that's talk about a workaround, but that's actually their way of saying, yeah, you can have open carry, but you're not allowed to do this with it. So how are you like that stifles you so badly that you can't really even do it, because once you get in a vehicle, if you're going anywhere other than a work, your place of home, a firing range, or a gun shop, it's technically illegal. So if you're going to the store, you can't open carry, get into your car, and go to the store and open carry. That would be illegal. So that's why there's such a big deal here with this story about open carry versus concealed carry in Pennsylvania, because technically you used to be able to open carry without a permit. Justice Wecht continues to explain the full breadth of the new problem created by the majority by allowing some visibility to still be considered concealed, but not explaining at all how much visibility is permitted and how a court or police officer or gun owner is supposed to know. The majority infuses uncertainty where it does not need to be, depriving our citizenry of full and fair notice of what is and what is not criminal conduct in PA. The majority answers to citizens, police officers, and trial judges is take your best guess as to what is concealed enough to be concealed. Well, maybe we'll decide later if your guess was wrong or maybe not. It should be noted that Justice Donahue also declared, I join the majority holding that the Superior Court erroneously concluded that any level of concealment satisfies the element of concealment as required. I further agree that the term does not require absolute invisibility and that a totality of the circumstances analysis governs the question of whether the firearm was concealed. I respect dissent. However, with respect to the majority's application of the test on the fact presented here, I agree with Montgomery that his firearm was readily discernible to the public and therefore not concealed. Thus, the Commonwealth failed to establish a prima facie case. Prima facie? If you were somewhere known, if you call these guys civil rights defense firm. And you've heard of stuff like this, like people conceal in other states. I've heard of things like this happening, and they reach to get something, and the grip of the gun shows, and all of a sudden they're in trouble, or they could be in trouble. So yeah, this is kind of bullshit, because now it's weird. This story is kind of weird because they said, when he saw the police, he went inside and he put the gun on the shelf in the store. So I'm not sure the situation with this guy is he not allowed to have the gun. And maybe that's the bigger story here, or the base of the story here is he was not allowed to, he was a prohibited person maybe. But yeah, this is another one. This is the same. This is kind of goes along the same lines as why I was kind of cranky about the brace thing, the pistol brace thing, because they start using words like, too heavy, or light enough to do this, or too heavy to do that. Too heavy for who? I mean, what is too heavy? Too heavy for me and too heavy for another person are two different things. Like, how can you say that? And this is the same thing. It's kind of like, well, if you can see it and discern it's a pistol, like, who's to say what's a pistol? Who's to say, like, I don't know, like, and how much is too much to see to be considered concealed? Yeah, it's just kind of a weird thing. It'd be interesting to see. I have to keep an eye on that. And that's from Prince Law Firm. Is from their blog. So I mean, they Joshua Prince knows his shit for sure. That guy's no joke. Restaurantism, good Instagram page. People who ask what's good here without looking at the menu are a special breed. What the fuck do you think we do when we try out these new plates? Oh, wow, this dish is fucking awful. Let's put it on the menu and call it a day. Girls' bathroom. You are beautiful. No, you. What if you are both beautiful? Boys' bathroom. Let's play a game. Duct tape on the roll. John's Life says, Midnight in chat. Is there any sub 200 guns out there? You can still get a high point. No, you can't. You can't get a high point for under $200. Heritage Rough Riders.
Guns and BBQ still in back.
Heritage Rough Riders. Oh, is he? Is he back there?
Oh, no, I just went from full screen and saw that he had said something.
Heritage Rough Riders, some 22 rifles. Not a whole lot. Not a whole lot of sub 200 guns in there. He is Kermie. He is a baby sloth. The world is shit right now, so everyone needs to see Kermie. John's Life said, I got a dishwasher job, so I have money, but not a lot. Save it up, buddy. Don't buy anything now. Don't buy something just because you want to buy something. Now's not the time. Save it up.
If you find a deal, jump on it, but if not,
yeah, for sure. I mean, that's this is a window shopping time of year. Not time of year, time of your life. Do a lot of window shopping. Take a lot of notes. Learn about stuff, and then who knows? Maybe you run across something. Kangaroos are just deer that have spent time in prison. Fucking kangaroos are jacked, man. I don't know why I saved this one. The Dutch army had only one tank during World... Oh, because they have WWLL. What the hell's WWLL?
Yeah, I saw that, and I was like, what?
World War 55? Huh?
Two-eyed kinky sphincter, two-eyed Jedi. When you kind of want abs, but you kind of want to eat 17 cookies and 5 tacos. The struggle is real. Waiter, what can I get for you? Guy, licking lips. The pasta looks good. Waiter, sir, please don't lick my lips again. When you mandolin your finger.
No.
I don't know if you guys know what a mandolin is in the kitchen. Oof.
I'm assuming it's very sharp and can be used very fast.
Yeah, it's fucking brutal, man. I'll show you what a mandolin is in after this.
It's also the name of a musical instrument, I believe.
A man has been arrested for allegedly starting a fire inside a Walmart in the East Valley, causing at least $6 million in damage. Just decided to go in there and burn the place up.
The roof.
Yeah.
The roof is on fire.
Man, what the fuck, man? Me and the boys waiting to nicely return the ball to the group behind us who hit into us.
The grass spineless.
Oh. Bleh. Just pulled all the meat off of this guy's head. Ugh.
Remember, boys and girls, this is perfect proof that your body is soft and squishy.
Yeah.
Squish like the
Boy Scout unaware old woman he's helping across the street is actually Alice Cooper.
Yeah, there's a point in certain men's life where they start really looking more like people's aunts.
Yeah. This dude's crazy. speed Morse code, dude.
Need more ammo. Stop. If you find ammo, please send over to me. Stop.
How are you?
Good. How are you, darling?
Good.
All right?
I'm Jennifer,
Hi, Jennifer.
and I have 3 daughters, and
Sure.
it's Courtney, Whitney, and Brittany. Can you just say hi?
Hi, Courtney, Whitney, and Brittany. I love
They
you.
love you. Whitney wants to marry you.
How old is she?
23.
He's like, oh.
Legal.
I love
good.
that look. That look he gives her is so funny. And her daughters' names are Courtney, Whitney, and Brittany. I'm like, oh boy.
Well, maybe the last 2 are twins.
Yeah, that's
Good.
true.
How are you, darling?
Good.
All right?
I'm Jennifer,
Hi, Jennifer.
and I have 3 daughters, and
Sure.
it's Courtney, Whitney, and Brittany. Can you just say hi?
Hi, Courtney, Whitney, and Brittany. I love
They
you.
love you. Whitney wants to marry you.
How old is she?
23.
Oh.
He's like, oh.
You don't say.
He's a big.
He was like expecting like, oh, she's 12. He was like, well,
Yeah.
she's too young. But when she's at 23, he was like, whoa, baby.
So high. Right now.
Hello.
He's a big gun guy. He likes to shoot all sorts of. I don't know what this is. Yeah.
That's what I want from me. R-E-S-P-C-T. That's
Oh man.
Sing, not yell.
I don't know what letters they were, what words she was trying to spell, but it sure as hell wasn't respect.
I
know,
mean,
right?
at least this isn't the video where someone's yelling and their tooth falls out.
Yeah, that's true. My dog has unlimited food, water, shelter, and love. Front door opens, my dog bolts. Yep.
Meow.
Very excited about my new fridge. Look. Got ice. Wait. Here comes the water. Why won't the ice stop? Oh, because I... Very excited about my new fridge.
Maybe she needs to pick it up. You know.
Well, but look where the water comes out. It's like it's built wrong. There's something wrong about
that's
this
where
thing.
your cup's supposed to go. You're not supposed. I mean, yes,
No.
the other one. Well,
Why
no,
would-
even on most of them, you have like your ice chute, then you've got your water.
No way, mine's not. I've never seen
Yeah,
one
but-
like that. Everyone I've ever seen, it's like they.
The first.
Why would it? There's no way that it should spray out onto the floor under your feet. Something's wrong there.
Yeah, you put your freaking cup where it says water. You get your ice
Yeah.
down there, then you move your cup.
On the floor? No, come
No,
on, man. There's
where
no
she's
way.
freaking pushing.
No, you
I
need to
know
pick
where
up
you. That's stupid, dude. That's the dumbest design ever.
Wait,
if that's how it's
yeah, the
supposed to
water-
be,
The water's coming out from front of that panel there. It should be coming down the bottom. Look, see?
well, it's. I
Yeah,
understand
it's-
if you,
it's
I can get
misaligned.
it if you're. I understand if you're supposed to hold the cup up and push it with the cup, but it's stupid. Why would you have to do that?
Why
Yeah,
would I think
yeah, but
that
look how the
pushing where
water's
water
coming
is?
out.
It's anyway.
See how she points where the water's going to come out?
It's
It's
just-
misaligned. It needs to be maintenance.
I don't
you
know. I could see having to do that. I mean, I guess if you'd want to fill up like a large bottle or something that you can't fit in and underneath. But
Yeah,
it
I could
just
see
seems
that.
weird, man. Like it just seems weird that it's not more contained. I don't know.
Yeah, it
It's
is
weird.
true, man. It is weird.
People in the 1920s. Wow, the stock market crashed and I will kill myself and my wife. People in the 2020s. I will crash the stock market on purpose for fun. What a mess that is.
I mean, you're crashing
Yeah.
like a couple of hedge funds from 1 or 2 stocks. It's not 90% of the market is just boom, gone.
Area, buy, sell, trade. Game Boy Advance, full of beans, like new. Probably doesn't work because it's full of beans. No low ball offers. I know what I have. What's up, cat? Chilling. looking sexy.
Killing.
I feel bad for this guy.
Oh.
How much does that
It didn't
suck?
turn over, did it?
Yeah.
It did. Oh man.
It looks like
Glad
it's.
it could've just got-
It looks like it's
Jinx.
gonna. That's a lot of hill, man.
Now, my question is, did the tow strap break, or did they just like throw it over the hitch without like securing it in any way?
I don't think it. I don't know, because if it didn't break, then that other truck is screwed, because that other truck's going to get pulled over too.
Well, you see,
know?
as he's going down, I mean, because you got to assume that the tow strap would be tight from them pulling.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and you
I
can
know,
see it
it's
there.
bad
It
all
must have.
around.
It must have broke. Yeah. Yeah, that sucks though, dude.
Yeah, because
Oh.
that other truck would have been pulled back.
Remember, boys
Yeah.
and girls, just because the tow strap says it's rated for 10,000 pounds, that's really more of a suggestion.
Was at McDonald's. Straight guns off.
I'm going to turn the sound off. Basically, they're just this is like you're showing how to clean the griddle, right? At like a burger place or whatever, at McDonald's or whatever.
Yeah.
And she's like, "Oh, this is horrible. Look how dirty it is. It's so nasty." And she's like acting all grossed out by it. It's like, what's the big deal? Like, you cook on it and it gets dirty and you clean it.
It's just to freak people out, just to see how they
It
react
is.
to it.
It's this weird. It's her, whoever this chick is, like making a big deal out of. Oh, she's like, oh my god, look! Oh, they're putting. Oh, look at the stuff. What happens when you cook in a pan at home and then you clean the fucking pan? So stupid, man.
Yeah, it's like if you were to cook in a pan all day from your house, it's going to get that dirty.
It's not
You
even.
know?
It's not even cooking in a pan all day. Make like 2 or 3 cheeseburgers at home in a pan, in a large pan. What's going to happen?
Yeah.
The bottom gets dirty and you fucking clean it. It's so stupid. People are so dumb, man. Like, they're trying to make big deals out of restaurant stuff. It just drives me crazy because, they're like, "Oh, look how gross that is. Look how gross that is." You know what? You know what that does? It makes your burger taste fucking better. Stupid.
It's like using ends of hamburger and put it in the chili.
Yeah, never.
McDonald's
never.
doesn't do that.
Yeah.
No.
If you count the number of times a cricket chirps in 15 seconds, then add 37, you get the temperature in Fahrenheit. I don't know if that's fucking true, but holy shit, that's a lot of information, isn't it?
Math is hard.
Yeah, math is hard. Crickets are crazy. When water freezes, it expands by 9%. Now you know.
Fact.
And knowing is half the battle.
G.I. Joe.
And this, Jimmy, is why you do not fill up your Yeti cooler all the way to the top and put it in the freezer.
So these guys are doing a gender reveal with it, like little cake pops or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
And not because anything weird happens in this video, but I was watching it and I was like, Jesus, this is a lot. You're going through a lot. And it's obviously like 2 white people. Okay, like it's a white guy and a white girl, and they're having a baby, and they're waiting for like pink or blue, and everybody's getting like yellow or white cake. And I thought, man, how fucking funny would it have been to slip a chocolate one in there?
I mean, it's a gender, not
Norbert.
skin color.
Yeah, I know, but still, like, don't tell me that shit wouldn't be hilarious if they got
It'd
to
be
grandma
hilarious.
here. They got to grandma here, and she bit into she bit into a pop, and it was brown. She's like, uh-oh. I showed this to my son because he has some geodes. My kind news of the day. Geologist finds rare formation inside rock that looks exactly like Cookie Monster. 100% does look like Cookie Monster. I'll be a son of a bitch.
Yeah.
Oh, this guy. So, I don't know if you think the way I think, but as soon as I saw this video, I thought, well, this is going to be ugly. Kicks off his shoes, stands on the front. And He's actually pretty
What the
lucky.
heck was he planning to do?
I think he's trying to do like a back flip onto it. Ow.
I don't fucking know. But he kicked off his flip flops, and that's step number 1. Kick off your flip flops.
That's like hillbilly games.
The first AR I built. Me putting a mag in the AR I built for the first time. It's all banged up.
That was kind of.
I don't
weird.
know. I'm not sure. I'm not sure if this is frog legs or frog butts or what this is. I mean, I don't know, but it just looked funny. Little
frog glutes.
Little frog legs. Yep. Little crispy frog butts. I don't know. I have a feeling I saved that by accident or something.
Let's go. What are we making?
Chad is giving me the okay, Sam. So we're making a tuna. We're making a tuna.
Tuna's the second thing we have in our house.
Can I talk? I watch the show every day. Everybody has issues with a lot of chatter back here. Pay attention 1 minute. Ooh, that seems to work.
I hope you enjoyed your
I hope you enjoyed your last time at the Today Show. I'm only kidding. I love you.
There you go. Shut the fuck up for a second, would you? I don't know if you guys see this one.
Holy moly! What the hell?
That was fun.
He's going out gangster style.
Yeah. So Maj actually, this isn't from Maj. I saw this before I saw Maj's, and Maj put out a video, and he was saying, how people are going to talk shit about it, and which, my first instinct. Well, I mean, I left a comment in here, and I was like, whoever's at the range teaching her or whatever should be fucking ashamed of themselves. And I got some comments back, and it was probably like, well, probably nobody. I was like, yeah, that's probably true. But the range has some responsibility. That I know the one indoor range that I go to, that I've gone to, they ask you your level of knowledge, and whether you're a novice or it's like a scale of 1 to 10 or whatever. For all the way from zero knowledge of guns to an expert, what you would consider an expert. So, and Maj put up a video about this and saying how where's the let's see some, instead of just making fun of this and talking shit and giving her a hard time, where's some of these internet gun experts, trainers, where let's see some of those guys try and reach out to her and say, hey, let me give you some pointers and give you a class and stuff like that, which I thought was a really good. I don't always agree with Maj, but on this one I did. I thought that was a really good thing for him to put out and be like, hey, why are we talking shit about this chick? Why aren't we trying to help her and clean her up a little bit here? Because this is pretty scary. I mean, this is real scary.
That was fun. That was fun.
Yeah, she's just fucking squeezing the trigger, man. It's burgers in the ad, burgers when you buy them. True story.
Yep.
The cheese I spilled in the bottom of the oven, watching me bake more stuff instead of cleaning it out.
Fact.
Yeah. This guy's comment: the cheese is part of the oven now. There, one.
We are oven cheese.
Dude, these things keep popping up, and I can't read half of them.
Car spa pan.
It's carbonara, spaghetti, panettone.
Yeah.
You got to read them. The left one down, top to bottom, then the middle one top to bottom. And this is Godzilla had a stroke trying to read this and fucking died. But I get these. Yeah, I get these every once in a while on my Instagram since I've looked at a bunch of them, and some of them are like, dude, would you know how to read that goddamn thing without somebody telling you? I couldn't do it. No. I had to read this. I finally gave up and I read over in the comments section. I was like, oh, and I'm a chef, you know. And I couldn't figure it out. I was like, carbs, spa, pan, you know, on a
Rotini.
yeah. I was like, on a heto? What's that? On a yeah, I was crazy. I was like, dude, that's some crazy shit.
Yeah, I would have read it the same way.
I'm going to say this is kind of brilliant. Korea is starting to sell their bananas in packs called One a Day Banana. They group together several bananas with different ripenesses so you can eat them over several days. That is brilliant.
Yeah.
So you start over on your left, and as you go, they ripen until you get there.
How convenient.
Cool. C4 Defense says, Kurzpappen big on a hedo routine. Yeah, that's what it is. Mm-hmm. Apparently not a top shoot. I'm tier 9 chef. My dad recently got a 3D printer and made a stool sample for his doctor. New dad joke level unlocked.
Stool sample. That's a good one.
People explaining the stock market to me, my level of comprehension. This is how I feel. This is 100% me. Is I'm like, all right.
Father, I'm surrounded by water and I'm not going back again.
Oh, the good old days. Just not giving a shit, man. Just like living the dream, loving life, having a blast. Godzilla is literally a god, shoots fire, has regeneration, and is an apex predator. King Kong. Okay, so basically I'm a monkey.
Ape. King Kong doesn't have a tail.
Don't get mad.
He's an ape.
Luck be in the air tonight. Answer. Luck be in the air tonight. Me, who guessed otherwise. We will make mistakes in the heart of the passion. In the heat of passion, Jimbo. Yep.
Ow.
Oh.
Yeah. Yeah, both these guys are pretty fucking lucky, man. Because this dude could have gotten smashed by it, and that guy could have gotten crushed by it. And he just wrecked his truck, but
Now they'll buff out.
yeah, okay.
Rub some dirt on it or rub out.
This message has been brought to you by G.I. Jose.
The best part is he's throwing banana peels behind him.
That's cool, man. Banana peels. I love that.
He's moving too, man. He's hauling ass.
Until that bus.
Yeah.
The heck?
I can't remember.
Well done.
You're speaking of the run.
Well done.
Talking into that turkey leg.
Everybody likes to talk turkey.
Dumps it underneath to Shameen Jones. They want a little lateral play here for Bo Melton. They'll keep it hot for Vedral. Once more. Hey, big fella. Raekwon O'Neal, take this. Oh, my goodness. Watch out. Still no whistles. Shameen Jones cuts it back inside. He's just tripped up. Ball still live. Vedral still keeps it going. Watch out. There are no whistles. There are no.
That's crazy.
The ultimate game of hot potato.
That was a game,
It's
man.
so,
That was
yeah,
a play.
That's so fun to watch. Couple of big guys get a hold of it. This dude's just like, fuck it. Take it. Somebody take it quick. That was cool. Cats are cool. Cat's like, hey kid. No, you're not allowed to do that. I'm gonna climb up here. No, hey, knock it off, kid. Knock it off, kid. Hey.
No, It's my balcony.
Oh,
He
I
slammed the
thought
shit
they
out
only
of that.
charged with red, not rhinos.
How terrifying would that be, seeing that thing coming at you while you're sitting in the passenger seat?
Man, I would have just like floor it.
Yeah.
Yeah, here we go.
Another golf one.
He's probably gonna hit the camera with it.
No, there's a rule in golf that says if you don't tee off from the tee box, the tee area, in between the tee markers, that you get a 2-stroke penalty, I think.
Yeah.
So this guy played a whole.
Hit the freaking camera.
He played a whole round. He played a whole round of golf and teed it off right in front of the hole and just tapped it into the hole every time. Shot at 27. He's like, I'll just tee it off right here. Boop. Good deal.
Mm-hmm.
This was kind of neat. So it says coloring with red light. She lit her room up. She's an art. She does art stuff, I guess. And see, Slim Jim made a comment here, so you know this is a good video because you got Slim Jim right there. And then because you can't tell what colors are what under the red light, she just kind of grabbed colors. And then kind of did her like it revealed it or whatever. And it's really fucking cool looking, actually.
Mm-hmm.
Just waiting. It's kind of neat looking.
Yeah.
It kind of looks like a modern. Yeah, it looks like a modern art piece. You know what I mean?
Predator vision.
Yeah. It's like that metal that those cars that have that metallic that has like all different colors. You know, you move around and it changes colors and stuff. Kind of like that.
So these are this is the Jello. Are they Jello? I think they're Jello. It's almost like it's like they have the little yogurt things, the yogurt in a tube that you can give your kids or whatever. This is Jello, I guess.
All right, guys, we're doing the Jello straw challenge.
And there's like a Jello challenge where you like suck it out of the thing or whatever, I guess. I don't know. And people, it's
right.
kind of funny.
All right. One, 2, 3. Yeah, I can't suck hard enough. Right.
What the hell? She keeps choking on it or something?
Yeah. It's horrible.
Yeah.
And Jumpy says at least it's better than Tide Pods. Yeah, that's for sure.
Yeah, right.
Awkward family photos. My mom attempted the Barbie cake for my 8th birthday. A neighbor gave her general instructions, and my brother and best friend were clearly unimpressed with the results. That's weird. It's super weird. Me. Oh my God, sorry for stepping on you. Please, here, have a treat. My dog. 2 treats. 2 treats. Here's a picture of 2 Live Moo. This is actually happening right now at camp. Two Live Moo's dad is filming it, and that's him doing a little dance. Yeah, that might be it. I don't know if there's any new ones.
What the hell? What the hell?
New president of 2017, you guys. This is Shiva. I wrote her in today because I'm telling you she's a better
That's why I do not like cats.
Jesus Christ, man. That cat went berserk.
Yeah, you can tell the ears are the position the ears are.
Yeah,
she's
pissed off.
Not in a good mood.
Yeah, it's pissed off for sure.
Zach Zarba with a whistle. I think that they're going to take a look at this. Oh, yeah, there's intent there.
Yeah, there's definitely intent. And this goes back to the bubble, man.
Yeah.
You
I don't know why I saved this one.
Gordon got hurt.
Zach Zarba with a
Oh, isn't that the one where the safety guy like pats one of the dude on the butt or something?
Yeah, that was last week. I don't know what this one is. I don't know. I might have saved this one by accident. And I did have. I thought, you know what? I think I saved that one by accident, and the one I meant to save isn't here. And it was like guys that do voiceovers on sports and stuff. It's pretty funny, and I forget what the hell the channel name was. Jumpy Killer says, "Fad foods of 2021. Any predictions?" Jeez, I don't know. I'll be 1,000% honest, man. Like, when I've looked into food predictions for 2021, like, it's nothing. Nobody has anything good. Like, I've seen a couple of articles and I've looked through a couple of websites, and it's not like it has been in the past. The stuff that they're quote unquote predicting now is shit that's been happening by necessity the past year and a half. And it's like to-go foods and family style foods and delivery and stuff like that, because that's what's been happening. I was really, because with this new job and stuff, that's one of the first things I did was, you know what I'm going to do, food trends, 2021 food trends and food whatever, fads. I did trends. I did, whatever. And it was not very helpful at all, which I think is good and bad, because if consumers think that places aren't going to be able to do anything new and exciting, and you do things that are new and exciting, you might get yourself some attention as a restaurant, as a business. If you're focusing on doing what other people aren't, if you're giving people something different than anybody else is, or you're not afraid to invest in doing something that other places are afraid to invest in, as far as food quality or techniques or employees or whatever, I think there's an opportunity there. Because there's a lot of restaurants that have closed and aren't going to open back up. And there's a lot of other restaurants that are kind of floating on the edge and are, just trying to hold on as long as they can. And once you hit a certain point and you don't have the money to invest, and all you're doing is treading water, then where do you go? What do you do? You that's all you can do. I mean, it's just like, if you make, whatever money you make a year as a whatever you do for a living, it doesn't matter. If all you're doing is making minimum payments on credit cards and barely paying your bills, that's all you're probably ever going to be able to do unless something happens, unless you can make something happen or something changes. Same thing with a restaurant. Like if you're barely paying the bills and you're barely paying your employees and you're barely making it, it's hard to come up with an extra couple $1,000s to invest in marketing or invest in, in your menu or whatever, invest in another employee. Yeah. So those, if you've got if most of your restaurants are that or in that situation where they're like, oh, well, we're scared to lose more money. We're just going to sort of just keep on doing what we're doing. And we're just going to sort of ride it out. If most restaurants are doing that, and then there's like one restaurant in a city, or not a city, but a town, or a few restaurants in a city that are able to push the envelope or to do, to spend some money, those restaurants are going to stand out. And I think those restaurants are going to bring in more business. They're going to do well. There's restaurants out there that are busier now than they've ever been. I know people that are in restaurants that are like that. They're like, we've never been this busy. We're killing it. We're kicking ass because they were able to offer something or do something that people look towards, they wanted. So I think it's funny, like to think like, as far as a fad food, I don't know that there's going to be a fad food so much as if you can go back to or continue to do what you were doing pre-COVID and spending money to make money. If you can do that, I think that will make you stand out. So I think that's I don't know, maybe that's just me in the industry looking at it that way, I know there's a lot of places just sort of keeping afloat right now, which is the best they can do. But if you have the opportunity to excel, I think you can do well. People are still looking to spend money. People are still spending their money.
Yeah.
People are still spending their money.
Pickup.
They're doing it differently, right? They're spending their money. They're just spending it differently. Now, they might not be spending as much, like some of the high ticket items aren't selling as much. But if you can, if you can figure out a way to get those, they still want that food. They feel like they don't want to spend that money without having the experience dining out. So if you can figure out a way to kind of make diners not worry about that aspect of it, and they say, yeah, we still want awesome food, and you can still sell it. They still have the money's still there. It's just it's being spent a little bit differently right now.
Yeah, that's why a lot of restaurants have been doing the Grubhub and DoorDash and Uber Eats, or you just phone it in and pick it up.
And that, I mean, I've had good experiences and bad experiences, that kind of stuff. We've had a lot of experiences that, drivers don't show up, or we have a lot of issues where people have old menus. People will order something from an old menu, and the driver will show up and be like, well, we don't have that. It's not on the menu anymore. We haven't had that for 5 or 6 years. And whoever they ordered from had a menu from a decade ago or something. And it's like, dude, that's not on our menu, you know? So there's a lot of pain in the ass with that. And it's so expensive to have somebody do that for you, which I understand why it's expensive, because you got to pay somebody to do it, but it just sucks. Tuna salad is going to make a comeback. I love tuna salad.
Tuna salad.
Hey, don't be knocking tuna salad. Add a little
Tuna
hot
salad
sauce or
rocks,
sriracha
dude.
mixed into it.
I love the Subway tuna salad.
Yeah, there you go.
Said it's
Oh,
partly
but
tuna.
but didn't you hear the story last week?
Yeah,
Subway tuna
I
ain't
remember.
tuna.
That ain't tuna.
Silly
It's tuna
George.
type food.
Yeah,
That's what
it's
they said
kinda
about the chicken. They said that the chow bro chicken. They said that it was mostly chicken.
it's mostly chicken products.
Yeah.
Right.
Look, it tastes like chicken and it hasn't killed anyone yet. So can we just get along?
Yeah, that's the way I feel about the tuna. Does it taste like tuna? Yeah. Does it look like tuna? Yeah. Is it pretty much tuna? Yeah, it's pretty much tuna. Okay, we're okay then. It's all right. Let's roll. Let's go with it. Yeah, Jumpy says, yeah, I'm seeing here locally that small businesses are going down.
Unfortunately.
Yeah, well, I think that, and this is just my personal opinion, and I could be 100% wrong, and you could have people in the industry that are millionaires that are way smarter than me tell me that I'm totally wrong, but I think when people are careful about where they spend and how they spend, like right now, and people are really careful about where they spend their money. They want to be, they don't want to waste their money. I think having restaurants that have broad menus are good. I think it gets a little bit scary when when you're ordering out for people and you only do one type of food. And I'm not talking about pizza shops, because pizza shops are like their own. Pizza shops and like Chinese places are kind of their own
Like
separate
microcosm.
world. Yeah, they're like their own world. Like pizza shops are, that's a separate thing. But I mean, if you have a place that just does this or just does that or just does this, I think now's not necessarily a time to be pigeonholing yourself in a type of food. I think now's the time that more than ever that if you have something for everybody, I think you could do better for yourself. You could be doing a little bit better. I think that. I think when you have the family at home, you got a husband, a wife, and a couple of kids, and you all have kind of different tastes. And you all get together and say, where do we want to get food from tonight? And somebody says, oh, let's get from a chicken place. And it's like, no, I don't want chicken. And somebody says a barbecue place. I don't really want barbecue. I don't want
Pizza,
barbecue.
tacos. I want a bucket of chicken.
Right.
Look,
Right.
this can all be solved by going down to Uncle Mo's family feed bag.
Right. I think it's, in a way, yeah. I mean, in a way, it's like, oh, well, let's go to so-and-so, and you can get your salad, and you can get your burger, and you can get your chicken sandwich, and you can get this. So I think those kind of restaurants, as long as everything on the menu is really good, now's a good time for a place to be, full service for sure.
Never hurts to do a little diversification.
Yeah. Gabriel says, porterhouse for everyone.
Did it nice.
And I just now saw, because I wasn't looking at this, that Guns N' Barbecue is here. I'm sorry that I missed you, buddy. I'll have to send him an email and apologize. I didn't realize he was in the back room. I know you guys said he was back there, but by the time I checked,
I think he popped in like a minute or so after Edge. So
yeah, I didn't know that.
But
So
he would have been able to come in, wouldn't he?
Yeah,
I would have had to. I actually, and this is a big announcement.
Uh-oh.
Big time. I actually got the paid subscription, and I can hold 10 people now.
Whoa.
And
Awesome.
from now on,
I
you'll
actu-
probably only have 3 or 4 people come in.
Yeah, probably. I actually had somebody a viewer send me an email. They didn't want me to say who they were. They wanted to stay anonymous. But somebody sent me an email and they said, "Hey, I know you like to have big chats, big panels when you can, and I think people like that too. Sometimes when we have the big groups, they helped me out. They wanted to pay for half of it. So so I got a little PayPal action, or Venmo. Actually, I use Venmo, and I signed up today. So very cool. So they wanted to
Cool.
stay anonymous,
Congrats.
which I understand. Some people don't want to be like out there and let everybody know their business. But yeah, I really appreciate it. It's really cool, and it gives me a chance to have more people on the, not have to cycle people in and out. So that's pretty awesome.
Here's G-Wedge.
Yes. So thank you, anonymous internet friend Leto, or whatever his name is.
Lido?
Mr.
Wait.
Anonymous.
I pulled a Time magazine, didn't I? I said the loud part quiet and the quiet part loud.
All right. So, all right. If we are done, I'm okay with that because I'm tired. I had a fucking nasty headache when I woke up this morning, and I kicked it, and then when I was working on the computer, which I don't work on computers very much, I'm not. Seven Wonder says that's not awesome. That is not awesome. I never join a panel with more than 4 guests and rarely watch a show with more than 6. So much chaos for me. Yeah, I will say this though. People that are on my show are pretty good about not talking over each other, and it's not like, I mean, with match shows and stuff, sometimes those guys are really stomping on each other, and we don't get like that too much. I mean, the guys that come on here know that it's not. I don't really like that. I'm not a fan of that. I don't like to. I don't like to talk over people. I don't like people talking over me. It's like, a little bit it happens, but whatever. What was I saying? Oh, so yeah, I was on a computer for a while today, doing the menu, writing the menu out for the new place. Just the first draft. It'll get changed, I'm sure, a bunch, but that just sort of brought the old headache back. So I'm kind of wiped out a little bit, actually. My eyes are real strained today. Look at that head. No wonder it hurts. Yeah, right? I know, right? So hopefully,
melon.
Yeah. Yeah, no. Sarge, are you carrying your new knife at work? Your bench made? Your bench mode? Your bench mod? What is it? Bench mod? What is it?
Well, I think he was, but I think the clip let go after he took that pothole at 90 miles an hour.
Yeah, right. Yeah, he shouldn't have got the knockoff, man. That would have held up to that, rolling that SUV over a couple times. No big deal. No biggie.
Well, I was talking about that other one, not the Ford going down the hill.
Macrotech. Is it a micro talk? Yeah.
I think it's a microfiche.
Microfiche? Microwave? We're not allowed to have those kind of knives in PA. You can't have an auto knife. I think you're technically allowed to have certain types of assisted knives where, like, it's what's the term for it when they like not gravity assisted,
non-spring assist.
Yeah, like a non-spring assist. Like, it helps you open it, but it's not because it's a loaded spring or something. If it's a spring, if it opens up with spring tension, then it's called an assisted open or an auto knife or an auto open. You're not allowed to have those in PA. So I've never had those. Never had one. I don't know. I think it's another one of those weird things.
Mm-hmm.
Federal law says it's okay if you are one-armed. Well, unfortunately, I have 2 arms. Bummer.
Is that really unfortunate?
Yeah.
That you have 2 arms? I mean, you're overworked as is. You really want to be the one arm chef in the new restaurant?
Yeah. One arm bandit.
You almost be better off being one legged. You at least still hop around. Just have to change your screen name from MidnightRangeTM to Pogo Midnight.
Yeah.
Or Pogo Range or something. I don't know.
Jumpy chef. You got Jumpy Killer and you got Jumpy Chef. You're like a one-legged man in an ass kicking contest.
And surprisingly, he took first place. We have no idea how. Everybody kind of left him alone. He took care of the weakling.
It was him and a toddler. one good hop, kick that toddler in the mouth. Bam, win. Easy win.
Sportsball.
BARF.
BARF. I'm my own best friend.
Yeah. I changed Moo's name. Changed Moo's name there. Passed out. Fish chafed.
You got to oil your fish properly, otherwise it'll chafe.
Yeah.
I got this to show you, man. Check this out.
Yep. I've seen those. I like that one.
God damn, that's ugly.
Yeah, I couldn't resist getting one of those.
I have one mag like that, but it's got the exploded view of the of a AR-15. You know, like the disassembled view. It's pretty cool.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Nice.
Is that a Spikes Tactical?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's a Crusader shirt.
Mm-hmm.
The Crusader.
Oh, that's neat.
The back has a like a medieval soldier carrying a Spikes Tactical Crusader rifle.
That's neat.
Yeah, there's one thing I was going to show you this, man. Try to find info on this. This is the AR A2 of 1969. It's the first external piston AR.
I mean, it almost looks...
That is hard to find info on that.
I mean, it almost looks like a cross between the Stoner 69, Stoner 69 and BR or AR 180.
Yeah.
There's not much info on it. But, like,
it's kind of cool yet kludgy looking all at once.
Yeah, let's see if I can find it. Because there's like, I don't have everything together here. Here we go. This is like how the bolt. You got the piston here and the bolt, how it looks and stuff. That's crazy. It looked like it'd be bulky, man.
Yeah, that's cool.
Yeah. Then I think it had, let's see. They did show a diagram of that Stoner 63. Find it. Like I had that other picture. I think I lost it. Yeah, here's the diagram of the 63. How it looks on the inside. Dang.
That is
kind of like machine gun, you know.
Yeah.
Pretty cool.
Yeah, if there's one thing that makes you want to own a gun, it's a million small pieces.
Yeah, man. Imagine the cleaning and everything, you know.
You just come out with a pile, just like a big handful of just shit. Like, oh Christ, where's all this go? No thanks. That's not how my mind works. I'm not like that. All right, so let's call it a night. 2 Live Moo is AWOL. I think he said earlier his signal he had a bad signal, so bad signal versus passed out, pooped himself. I don't know. I'm not gonna speculate. His dad might have dragged him out in the snow to get rid of him. Who knows? He might be frozen. He might be a moosicle. Who knows?
He might be drunk.
Moosicle. Now, he'd be a cowsicle. I think moosicles are already copyrighted.
Oh, that could be.
Yeah. Don't want to piss
You
off
guys-
the moosicle.
Sweet tart chew, mini chew.
Ooh, yeah.
More partial to the chewy sprees myself.
I had some gummy lifesavers tonight. Those are good too.
Ooh.
They still make
Yeah,
them.
those are great.
Yeah, they were tasty. Son got me and the little guy cracked open some. So, you guys got anything to plug? Anything going on?
Nope.
Nothing going on. Just catch me on Instagram, South Texas Air Guy.
There you go. Yepers. Moo, if you want to take us out, go ahead, buddy. Okay, Moo. Thanks for
don't
watching.
Work here no more.
Yep. Okay, Moo. If you don't want to, that's cool.
Well,
Are you sure?
you're still stuck on George. So if you change
Yeah,
my
I
name
know.
to Moo, we can't see. So
No, I didn't. No, I'm talking to Moo. I was like, Moo, you want to take us out, Moo? No. Okay. All right. I thought maybe you would. I didn't. Okay. All right. Go ahead, Abe.
Confusing names aside, ladies, gentlemen, and Jonases of all ages, thank you for watching Midnight Range TM's The Closer. This concludes our regular program, but we'll be back roughly the same time next week. The Gun Channel's community programming for Monday night at 5 p.m. Eastern. It's hasty headlines with never enough ammo. Time is subject to change because new boss, work, blah, 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 etc., etc. At 7 p.m. Eastern, it's the Polite Society podcast, sometimes on Facebook, sometimes on YouTube. At 8 p.m. Eastern, it's Clover Tax. It's not MOA Monday, but it's still Clover Tax, so go check them out. At 9 p.m. Eastern, it's Never Enough Ammo, a.k.a. Mr. Matt's Guns and Geek podcast, The Week in Geek. If you haven't watched episode 5 of WandaVision, it will be spoiled for you. At 10 p.m. Eastern, it's the Outlaw Hatfield Show. And the Daily Gun Show is no more. After what, 7 years or so and 1,200 episodes?
1,200, yeah, 12 or 1,300, yeah.
G is
They're
calling
finally
it.
talked out of guns.
Not quite. But nope, G's finally stopped doing the Daily Gun Show. He's now doing like a two-way roundup on Friday night. So go and check that out, or just make sure you're subscribed to gun websites. Click the little bell, and you'll find out all the new stuff. But the Daily Gun Show, one of the tentpole of the Gun Channel's community programming, is no more. So, check out GunTube.org as a free and unrestricted Pro2A video platform. If you like what you see, go over and throw some gold coins or Doge coins or crypto
Bitcoin
nuts or something at Night Strike.
Acorns.
Yep.
Crypto acorns.
Yep, for cool and unique two-way swag, go over to gearwebsites.com. That's gearwebsites.com for cool and unique two-way swag. And remember, hot dog is sandwich, Slim Jim is candy bar, and never eat fudge from a place called Uranus unless it is cooked to an internal temperature of 500 degrees Celsius.
And you scraped it off the bottom of your oven, so it's nice and crusty. So
No,
there you go.
You got to get the stuff off the top of the oven. Top of the oven street fudge is the best stuff.
Oh, it must have exploded then. That's when it's real good, when it exploded. So there you go. Those are words to live by. So thanks for watching, guys. Take it easy. It's been the closer. I will see you next week. And remember, Sportsball